refreshing nap ever.
Me neither. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea.
Ditto.
Maybe it's because I wanted to go to sleep. But
Yeah.
My girlfriend can nap like no tomorrow. Like she can like fall asleep in 5 minutes and be up in 30 minutes. Be like, oh, that was amazing. I do that. I wake up with wake up with a headache, and I'm like worst experience ever. Yeah.
I always wake up
why
thinking,
that is hard to
what's the big deal? Yeah.
do.
I could just go back to sleep, and it's all right if I don't sleep tonight. Yeah, it's never good.
I opened my
Yeah.
eyes. I was like, oh God, I want to close my eyes again.
I had an exciting day yesterday or last night.
Oh.
I had a tattoo session for 6 hours. Then once the tattoo session was done, I went next door to this bar and had some tasty food and a drink. And then on my way home, I drove into a shootout, and that was fun.
Jesus. A shootout.
So I got there to see like the middle to tail end of it. I didn't see how it began, but I basically make this turn to get onto the on-ramp headed home. And there's two trucks. There's one truck blocking the other. One of the trucks, the one that's being blocked, has a trailer attached to it. So the guy in the one blocking shoots out the engine of the second. The two guys get out. One of them shoots back. The other guy runs, and then they just keep going at it until the other one, who was in the truck that was blocked, runs off a different direction. And
How many drinks did you have?
No, don't worry. It was the dumbest thing I saw all day. And so after like 2 minutes of the dust is cleared, like both of the guys fucked off. There's still that one guy, holding a gun, just in the middle of on the on ramp, and everybody just kind of, everybody's trying to get on the on ramp, but no one wants to move. So eventually, I just drive up to him and said, "Hey, what's up?" Wasn't the smartest idea, but I'm like, okay, well, like if he's still here, odds are that he's probably the good guy because the bad guy wouldn't want to like stick around because obviously cops are going to come at some point. So the guy's like, yeah, those assholes tried to steal. They stole my trailer out of my parking space. Out of my what do you call it? My driveway. So I fired a warning shot. And by warning shot, as in I fired into their engine and blew it out. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's a good warning shot. And yeah. So I got to wait around for 3 hours while the cops came, and I called 911, and I was on hold for 12 minutes on 911. I'm like, thank God everybody's a bad shot, or else somebody would be in trouble. And then, yeah, and that was fun.
This in someone's neighborhood?
This is, I live in Vancouver, Washington, and I go get my tattoos done in Portland. So this was in Portland.
Portland, yeah.
Yeah.
So were they on the freeway when they stole his trailer?
They were on the on-ramp towards the freeway. So basically what the guy said is that like he was at home and then he heard a noise and he saw that they had hooked up his trailer to their truck and they just took off, and so he chased them. And he was able to cut them off. Yeah.
So he like cut them off and then took out their engine.
Exactly, as a warning shot, which I'm like, that's an impressive warning shot,
my
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And then the engine goes dead. That's pretty good.
So all the cops showed up. Yeah, for real. So all the cops showed up, and of course, even though like he and I have both called 911 and given like our descriptions of what happened and like that we're still there, the cops show up. So like, we don't know who the fuck is who. So everybody go on the ground, and like, okay, cool. Like, enough said. Don't say anything else. So yeah. So that was a really fun evening to seal the deal. And that's it. That's my story.
I haven't been down to Portland in a while.
Yeah, what happened to Portland? Like 10 years ago, 10 years ago, Portland was a cool place to be. Everybody was kind of mellow. Things were good. Then now it's like, what the hell happened to Portland?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's completely messed up. It seems like
you only hear about the bad stuff because like typically bad stuff in like more liberal leaning cities is always good PR.
Yeah, well, I mean, whenever you're in a city, there's so many more people, so there's gonna be some bad stuff.
But I think it's a combination of that they've been pushing a lot of progressive ideas like decriminalizing certain drugs and certain quantities, so that way users aren't being so, people who are addicted aren't so heavily penalized for being addicted. So that way they can at least like try to find help versus just send everybody to prison. But that also means that there's a different attitude towards tweakers out there and the confidence they have at knowing that if they do get caught, they probably won't be in jail that long. So they're out there just doing crazy shit. And obviously COVID, and it's an expensive place to live. So like when everybody lost jobs, like a lot of people became homeless. And I mean, if you got to eat, you got to eat.
Yeah. Well, we are missing Lazarus today, right?
Yes.
So I guess we're going to have to forge on without his input on the next part of this.
We know what his input would be.
Oh boy.
So,
What have you guys gotten into?
I believe Arnis would be scribe this week, but he was also the previous scribe because he was going to trade with Lazarus, who is not showing up this week. So Arnis, are you okay doing the journal again, or would someone like to trade with him?
I'm fine doing it unless somebody else wants to.
Always use more inspiration points.
Hey, what does that mean?
It's always good to have more inspiration points.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
And it would be wasted on Lazarus, so this works out anyways.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'll put you down then. Alright, so Arnis, why don't you give us a recap of what happened last time on the Odd?
Sure thing. So last week we started about mid-battle with a giant, grotesque stone beast. It regenerated a bunch, and it was like launching lightning bolts at us, and we had to work together. And eventually, we were able to destroy it. Using our fists and our wits. Fitz helped a little bit. The strange vessel of metal, Nathaniel and Fitz investigated until they got stumped, and then Cav had to come in and do all the hard work and open boxes up to get them what they wanted. We took a short rest. We meditated and refreshed. Then we headed back out into the tunnels. After that, we came across some papers and ink and scrolls. Total nerd heaven. As they dug through that, the rest of us kind of waited patiently for them. Then we discovered a former human settlement. It's a stairway. At the top of the stairway were some double doors. Desker and Fitz worked together. We're able to get those open. And we stepped out into another section of a human settlement. And we saw cultist gnolls, and there was an encampment there. And they were oddly avoiding the buildings that we were in, which was a little unsettling. Nathaniel had a plan, and then Fitz talked until the Wraith said, "Okay, we can't listen to this guy anymore," and they attacked us. Cav and Fitz actually got drained pretty bad by the Wraiths, and I got hit and clawed a little bit. Nathaniel got us kind of through the battle. It was pretty impressive how he moved people around, actually, directing attacks and manipulating the enemy pretty well. We got rid of all the Wraiths. Then we heard gnolls approaching because, again, Fitz talked, and then we had to fight the Wraiths. And that's where we left it. And we're waiting to see what happens next.
Recap could not have been in Arnis's voice because he was far too respectful to Nathaniel.
For real.
Maybe Arnis is secretly impressed with Nathaniel, even though Nathaniel's always mean to him. Who knows?
I think Arnis is just more annoyed with Fitz talking. It's like, guys, we can't stay here and talking. Guys, we gotta go and talking. I think that's what it was.
Maybe just find a better place for the discussion.
Bingo.
But in any case, there are gnolls approaching. Let's see. It was the 60th of winter at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think you had just killed off the Wraiths.
Yes.
Or defeated them anyway, and you saw that there were gnolls approaching. Because obviously you made some commotion over in the ruins. Luckily, it's not very lit up. I mean, there's some light from Nathaniel, but there's also a bunch of ruined buildings, so it's hard for them to see what's going on. But they're probably going to be here soon, so what do you all want to do?
Earthquake.
Are you casting Earthquake?
I can't.
He's not casting anything.
Wait, what? Hold on, you can't just drop me into the earthquake conundrum right now. Hold up.
Well, do you want to fall back and discuss? Do you want to fight the... You probably don't have time to talk anymore here. If
Right,
you
I'll
want to
just...
talk about
Yeah.
it, you probably have to fall back, or else you'll have to engage these guards, because they're about to
You-
get here.
I hand
Give me
the
just a
spell scroll
couple
to
seconds.
Deska and suggest target the church.
Okay. This is not Deska. This is Keen. So, in this scenario, right? They have been talking for a while, like for a little while, which is why they realized this about casting this spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're in right now. Okay. And then we hear them coming, and you just hand me the spell scroll and say cast it, basically.
Yeah, target the church.
I say we pull back into the stairwell, guys, because Cav is pretty beat up, and Spitz isn't looking so great.
Yeah, I don't think Deska would agree. I don't think Deska would just cast it.
Alright, so the group's going to try to fall back unseen.
Yes.
Yes.
Give me stealth checks.
So before we do that, I'm going to fire off my lovely little, just to make sure here. What the heck is it called again?
Pass without a
Pass
trace.
without trace.
Pass without a trace. There we go. We're going to fire off.
Alright,
Yeah.
so
Called him in high school.
Arnis, seeing everyone's intent, draws in some inner key as shadows begin to form around you all, making you much harder to see and hear. You quickly creep backward with very impressive rolls, even with the 10. Who am I missing?
Arnis.
Oh, probably me.
Roll 1. Roll, no, I'm just kidding. I think even with a 1 you would be pretty high.
Do we we
Yeah.
just hear them approaching? We don't see how many are approaching,
You'd
right? Because they can't see us.
Yeah, you'd see like a bunch of lights coming, look like torches from like around the way, kind of in the direction of the encampment. So you assume they're coming. All right, so the group quickly falls back. Unfortunately, the big thing you opened up is still open. And I don't want to say it's completely obvious, but there is a big hole there now where there was not one before.
A big ol' hole.
It's about a 10 by 10 foot opening in the floor. You did fall back pretty silently, though. I mean, there's a chance they might not see the hole here, but if they start searching around, they'll probably find it. Go ahead.
I will go ahead, at least to some extent, try to cast, and it's not going to be able to cover up everything, but I will cast Minor Illusion to attempt to at least,
So you can kind of half cover it.
yeah, kind of half cover it.
5
Maybe
foot
put
cube.
some, put some make it look like there's some rubble there, that it's not actually just an open hole, but maybe a cave in, or
Right.
like partially caving in this area.
Alright, so that will last a minute. You put a little, probably like a rock covering about half the opening, hoping that it will help as you all go down into the stairwell there. Is anyone else doing anything, or are you just heading down?
I think honestly, what I would probably do is that I would. Are you Nathaniel? Are you still lit up as we're running away?
Once we got a little bit in, I'd probably hide the light just so that they don't see the flickering. But
Okay.
that'd also
I
have to slow us down a great deal and do
Wow, that was slow.
I think what I would do is that I would slip off to one side, and I would stay at the opening, since there won't be any light there, and I would just wait there to see if they discover the opening or not. And then if they do keep approaching, I would want to stay out of the light source, obviously, and head back towards the party. But I just wait there and see what happens.
Alright, so you're hiding in kind of where the battle happened and keeping an eye out?
Not where the battle happened, but at the doorway. So basically, we get through the doorway. He casts his minor illusion.
Mhm.
If they keep going down the stairs, that's where I stay because I want to basically see if the gnolls discover the opening or not.
Alright. So
There's no
Oh,
real
shit.
vestiges of battle, right? Like, there's nothing left of the battle. They're wraiths. They disappeared, right?
Nothing obvious. A trained
Yeah.
tracker could probably find signs of battle.
Okay.
But alright, so you're keeping an eye out. The wraiths do have torches over where they were, or where the battle just happened. You would kind of see them over there looking around. Give me a d20 roll, someone. They begin to look around the area. Do you speak Gnollish?
I do not.
Okay. So,
I quietly cast comprehend languages on myself.
well, I think you went down the stairs, didn't you?
A little ways, yeah, but not all the way. I don't. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Alright. Well, they're pretty far away. Fitz, you have a pretty high passive perception, right?
Yeah, 19 in the darkness.
Yeah, so you can kind of hear them in the distance. One of them looks like he's examining the ground and looking around, as if maybe
Okay.
trying to figure out what happened. He might be a scout. Several groups of them fan out. There's about 12 of them total. They are looking through the ruins. Luckily,
Now, I'm watching them do this, or is it just the light sources moving around?
you can kind of see them. You see some of them. Some of them you see their lights, but others are in view from here. But luckily, they don't seem to be figuring out where where you all came from. They're sort of searching around the east and west of where the battle happened. It seems like the scout either isn't very good or didn't notice your tracks, because he is, especially with Pass Without Trace, he is just kind of looking around, maybe a little confused.
Out of curiosity, as they're going around looking in them, do I notice any like trepidation or fear as they're going around? Because we know that they, for some reason, have avoided the ruins. So I'm curious if there's like anything there.
Well, you would imagine probably the wraiths,
Gotcha.
but they are a little on edge. But after a few minutes of not seeing anything, they do seem to fall back. Yeah, you'd imagine maybe there's undead in these ruins, like what attacked you, and they don't want to be a part of that. So I assume you head down the stairs and join the rest of your group.
Yeah, I would wait. Wait till the light sources are like fairly distant. And at that point, I imagine the illusion spell would go away, and then I would probably
Oh,
go out.
Well, the illusion spell went away almost like it was only a minute, so it went away pretty quick.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Then once the light sources are far enough away, I would go out there like silently, just to make sure no one is like being a sneaky boy and just hiding somewhere, waiting to see if anybody shows up. And if I don't spot anything, yeah, I would go back down to the stairs and let the group know that we're in the clear.
Give me a perception check.
I will do that
In your
right
eyes,
now. What's my elf I see? Yeah.
You
They are
don't
closed.
see anyone. It looks like they all went back. You imagine they would probably be a little bit worried to spend time alone in these ruins, like a horror movie. They'd probably just get murdered.
I mean, they're
Also
not wrong.
known as where the odd meets.
Yeah.
We will destroy them.
Well, they're probably
Okay.
more concerned about the wraiths. They don't know you're here.
Ooh.
But,
All right.
It's like our boardroom.
Yeah, in any case, a few moments later, you would all see Fitz rejoin you as he comes down the stairs.
And yeah, I would just let them know that they didn't. I would give Arnis a respectful nod for using his Pass Without Trace effectively. And I would
Did you
say
talk
they-
them all
they
to
did.
death?
How many points do you have left? Your key points, by the way.
Right now, I think I have 5. We short rested not too long ago.
Alright. Did I give you a key point button on your character sheet?
I have 5. I have it on my sheet.
Alright, because you can press that and it'll automatically deduct the key point and tell me how many you have. Just so I kind of.
Oh, like a button? I don't see like a button. I just have like the
Oh.
tracker.
Yeah, I thought I gave you a button. Maybe I'm thinking of a different monk. Let me double check. I mean,
Yeah, where would it be?
Are you saying all monks look the same to you?
You have other
Yeah.
things on the side. I can't.
I have monks all over the place. No,
I
I
have
guess
a
I
flurry
didn't.
of monks.
I have to. I
Yeah.
have to probably make you one. There's a way you can make it so if you press a button, it'll display the key and everything. All right. So So what's the group doing?
Short resting.
Okay. So
Oh, that was a
are-
wasted opportunity.
I agree.
Opportunity
That's
for
why.
what?
Did you close the door?
Oh yeah.
No.
Do you want to close the door upstairs?
Fits.
I kind of.
It will
I
make
would.
some noise.
Yeah, I would rather be able to see through the door, like knowing if anybody's coming, than to close it, then open it and hope that no one's on the other side.
Well,
'Cause
why wouldn't we close it? Because it made noise when we opened it. Nathaniel can put his stick there, so nobody can open it.
Oh yeah, I know, but like I said, like I'd rather, like if we keep it open, we know exactly like who's coming. If we close it, we open it blind. And-
But don't we have to go up the stairs to get there? So we want to give them the height advantage, like the tactical advantage of
what do you
them
mean?
attacking.
You would imagine
Downhill.
no one knows that this passage is in. Well, probably no one's like patrolling these ruins because of the wraiths.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
So if we leave it open, would the raids be able to come down here?
oh yeah, wraiths can go through walls and stone and anything. Well,
Yeah.
from what you know of ghostly creatures, you saw them move through some of the rocks as they attacked you. So you would imagine
mean-
they could.
let's remember that fucking room with the gaseous potion where you're just sitting there in gas form, and a wraith comes in, says, "Oh hi," and just touches you indecently.
I think that was a ghost.
It's a ghost.
Same
I've
idea.
never been inappropriately touched by a wraith. Only a ghost. Only a ghost.
Only a ghost.
Sorry,
I felt violated.
I'm racist against undead. They all look the same to me. Ghost wraiths, ghouls.
So I would have pulled out my light stone at this point so that I can see.
All right. Yeah, so you are back in this little underground bunker area, the human one that you had moved through before. It's quiet so far, but still probably dangerous, as you imagine the ghostly figures can probably come down here if they want to.
Time of day
So
is it? Where are we at?
So I believe it was 4 for those with survival.
Yes. That's what I wrote
Yes.
down. So before I short
Your
rest,
characters, well, if you have survival, you'd know the time, but your characters probably wouldn't know otherwise. You just know when you feel tired.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not looking for the exact time. More is it like early afternoon, late afternoon, evening?
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah, it's around 4. All right, so you're attempting a rest down here.
before I do that though, I want to give dark vision. I'm going to blow the 4 key points. I'm going to give it to Nathaniel and to Cav.
Before the rest?
Yep, before the rest, because I short rest.
Oh,
Because it lasts for 8
back.
hours.
Yeah.
I short rest, I'll get all my key points back. So.
Could you link that ability?
Yep,
He just
I
did.
Oh, I mean the actual ability besides the spell, the one that gives you the dark vision.
It is.
That's
Shadow monk, but
yeah.
Yeah, it's Shadow Monk.
Yeah, isn't that under the it's Shadow Arts? Okay.
It cost me 4 points.
But I think you only do it on one person because it's a.
Well, I did it twice.
Oh wait, no, it's not a concentration
Yeah,
spell.
it's
Never
not
mind.
concentration.
Oh,
Alright,
that's pretty cool.
so you put it on Nathaniel and who else?
And Cav. So
Yeah,
for a total
alright.
of 4. Total of 4 key points.
and that lasts 8
Alright,
hours.
So the 2 of you can now see in the dark.
Sweet.
And all of a sudden, I disappear.
Well, I think Nathaniel
Oh,
has his light
You'll be
out.
heard.
Yeah, he does.
You'll be heard.
Alright, so do you want to discuss or have some discussion while you're attempting the short rest? 'Cause I
Well, now
know-
that Deska's actually here, and Deska's the one that can cast it, then they should,
Yeah,
because
that's
they
what I
missed
mean.
everything from last week.
That's just sitting crisscross with her arms folded.
Uh-huh. I guess the easy way to go about it, because we kind of also, like, in main chat, we kind of, also gave our thoughts on it throughout the
Mhm.
week. So the easiest way to go about this is, Deska, how, now that you're here, how do you feel about the idea of opening up with Earthquake and then seeing what happens? Since you're the one that has to do it.
Yeah, Deska's stance on the matter is that.
No,
Yeah,
RP, and I
don't-
want to hear it from Deska.
Yeah, this is.
Don't say it in the third
Alright,
person.
Alright, you know what? Shut up, alright? Don't tell you how to play Fitz, alright?
He just had a nap. Relax.
I know, I'm sorry. We'll get you some hot milk.
Without knowing what's down there precisely, it's a liability to cast Earthquake on this entire space.
So
How's it a liability? We're here to kill them.
Because-
Don't kill them.
Well, first of all, that's not necessarily our goal. Our goal is to kill a specific group of them. Unless we know they're there, there's no point to Earthquake the entire settlement. Also, we don't know if there are more captors there, people that are being held there against their will, just like before. This is a bigger settlement. It's probably more people there being held captive than the other groups that we've come across.
it's
And
Kingo
then-
Scout.
Yeah, I don't want to do it without knowledge. If we just do it blind, and for example, none of the targets that we're supposed to get rid of in the first place are there, then there's no point of us doing it. And may I remind you, as she points up, this is all we're underground. Causing an earthquake may not be the wisest decision. And that's her stand.
I still vote we do it.
Like Keem would say, let's fucking do it, baby.
Yeah.
But
But Deska would be against it without any actual knowledge of what's in the settlement. Because at the end of the day, she wants to assassinate her target and then get out of here.
yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't have anything to add. We talked about this already. Nathaniel, yeah. I don't have anything to add that I haven't said already, so.
Yeah.
So are you going to take a vote, or is Deska just refusing to cast it?
Until we have reconnaissance on this settlement, Deska's not doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
So time is passing. Give me a D20 roll.
Nathaniel records in his journal how much no fun Deska is.
That's cool.
No fun, Deska.
Nobody gonna read it anyway.
I think that was the nastiest burn that has happened so far. Nathaniel might want to take note of that burn. But
Deska don't be saying nothing, man. She keeps to herself.
the short rest would pass without issue, so you can go ahead and use a short rest if you want to.
So the those of us that got drained, we have to do a long rest before we get our full hit point max, right?
Yeah, or some sort of magic to undo the damage.
We have one more restoration if we want. But again, it's a scroll and we'd have to roll for it.
Well, I mean, at
If
this
we're gonna
point,
waste a whole bunch of time exploring and searching, we might as well just rest here for the evening and go in full strength. I mean,
if we're gonna go scouting, like, we're not gonna go all of us scout, right? Like originally it was you were gonna use your illusion and I was gonna be behind you invisible. So why don't we just do that now while the party stays here, or at least like watch us from afar, and then we can once we get some information, we can then rest, and then tomorrow, if we're still unnoticed, we can decide if we want to earthquake or not.
What are we doing?
Because it's what, 5 o'clock now, so we still have, at least 3-4 hours before we would be able to do our long rest anyways. So we have time to do what we want to do now. Like, I assume you have spell slots, Nathaniel, to cast Minor Illusion. And I just need to be in darkness to be invisible, so we could go try scout right now.
Yeah, it wasn't minor illusion. I was gonna drink a potion of or I was gonna use the spell
Alter
scroll of alter self. It's a spell
Or
scroll.
alter self, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a spell scroll. But yeah, fine. So I can only do it once. But yeah. Or actually, I actually might just do invisibility instead. Follow you.
Do you wanna? Like, I'm down. Like, aside, like, my max, like, I mean, like, I still look fine. Like, I look a little bit drained, but, you know, I'm in this situation, you know, worst case scenario, if we're both invisible, by all means, then getting out of there shouldn't be too much of an issue. And if it is, well, we'll just have to burn that bridge at some point.
Yeah, and then if there's the right opportunity, then I'll find a spot to reveal myself and talk with some folks. So
Okay.
as we start heading in, before we kind of leave protective areas, I will go ahead and cast comprehend languages on myself using a charge from the Staff of Charming,
Okay.
which leaves me with 3 charges left.
All right. So you use the staff to give yourself the ability to understand the gnolls.
Well, but that is that concentration? Sorry. It is not concentration. Okay, so that's fine. And then right before we get out there, I will cast invisibility on myself at 2nd level, which is my last 2nd level spot.
All right. So you fade away as you cast invisibility.
Yep.
And you are trying to stay with Fitz.
Yeah, the 2 of us are going out and
Yeah.
exploring the camp.
So how are you gonna do that when you can't see each other?
Well, I can see him. Oh wait, no. Oh yeah,
he's in the darkness. Yeah.
We hold hands the entire time.
All right. I mean that's fine. I'm just making sure.
No, so essentially, like, so what we talked about last time was like these dark areas are are factually there on the map. So then it would be that we get into the darkness, so at least, you know, I can maintain my invisibility, and then and yeah, I mean,
But I mean, how does he know where you're going, or how do you know where he's going? Because you can't see each other.
I guess like once we get to the point where you're gonna cast invisibility on
I
yourself.
guess. Well, I guess you could kind of track him unless he's stealthing, because you would be able to kind of hear his movements.
Mhm.
Like
Essentially, like, I'm not. It's not so much we're going to like I don't know what he's doing with invisibility. I assume he knows what he's doing. So we're going there to scout. So we don't necessarily have to be together. Like, I'm not going to.
Right.
I'm going to get to a
so
point
you're
where
almost kind of going independently.
yeah, like we both know
Right.
where to get away from in time. So I'm there in case something crazy happens and he gets discovered, because not sure exactly where he's going to go while invisible. But at least I'll be there within eye shot if I see
And
things
how
go
you think
down.
you have to protect me instead of the other way around?
Yeah.
So you're both planning on going to this area?
Yeah, I'd be making my way towards the church. Well, it's 500 feet, so it doesn't take that much space.
It's pretty close. You just have to walk out of the ruins.
So yeah, I'd start walking, and really as I'm walking there, I'm listening for languages, anything that talks about rituals and leadership and cults and like going to worship the big baddie or whatever,
All right.
and, like the purpose of the church and when they hold mass and things of that nature.
All right. So you kind of go over this way. You assume Fitz is somewhere in the area. You see that there are quite a few of these gnolls encamped around here. It looks like some of them are eating. Some of them are moving off towards the north. There's a couple there talking to each other. Looks like a lot of the non-combatants are here, like the younger gnolls and maybe the lower caste members of the tribe who don't fight. Are you just listening to what they're saying?
So far, just if is there anything interesting going on? We don't need to RP at all. I'm listening. I'm specifically trying to figure out, again, where are their leaders? Are there any scheduled, when I think cult, I think like mass, worship type thing. That's kind of what I'm
Yeah.
trying to.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Not bad.
So you hear a lot of stuff that is not all that useful. It does seem like there's rumors of I don't even know how they refer to you guys, but there's rumors of your party still being somewhere in the northeast area. And apparently there's been some attacks on the gate areas by a large force, is the other thing you hear. You don't hear anything about the location of leaders, though. It seems like most of these people are just kind of going about their day-to-day living. There's a lot of tenseness and anxiety in the air due to the attacks on the main gate, and they've lost a lot of people in the caves apparently to the trolls and the undead attacks.
So as I'm,
yeah.
oh,
That's pretty much most of what you find out from an hour being there.
So as I'm walking through this, I'm making mental notes of the looks of different types of gnolls and kind of how they're carrying themselves, and kind of trying to generate the idea of what the most typical gnoll might look like in this cult, like what they're wearing, what they're having to. And I'm going to slowly make my way towards the front of the church. Not slowly, I'm walking towards the front of the church, again, invisible.
So these just seem like almost like non-combatants, like they're not wearing robes or like chanting or anything. This might just be another tribe that was assimilated by the gnolls. In fact, most of these people look, I don't want to say normal, but normal from like what you know of gnoll standards.
Am I recognizing any of the tribal groupings? Are they any of the tribes that we have encountered or heard about?
So a lot of the markings on these gnolls you don't recognize. These might be other tribes you've yet to meet, or yet to have meeten, whatever. But it's been about half an hour. You think you have about half an hour left on your invisibility.
Okay, I'll make my way to the front of the church.
Okay. Unfortunately, Fitz does not know that, but I'll say you go down there.
And again, I'm just keeping my eye out. Any guards or any clearly more militaristic or
So at the front of the church, there's definitely a different look to the gnolls down here. They are well armed. There's not that many of them. There's 5 of them to be exact, but they look more like specialists. Like they might, in terms of mechanics, have class levels.
Are they just standing guard? Am I able to overhear any conversations?
So currently, there's 2 large doors to this big stone building that's kind of built into the floor and ceiling in the cave here. You would see they are talking. How close do you want to get to them? They're more keeping an eye out than the villagers were, so you would probably have to be stealthy. They're more likely to notice like a rock move or something if you're invisible.
In my ideal scenario, what I'm doing is I'm coming up onto like the side of the church and just kind of looking around the corner while still invisible. And like I'm thinking that's close enough to be able to hear pretty well, but using kind of the church for mostly cover of any footsteps and things like that nature.
Give me a stealth check. Okay, so you're fairly stealthy as you move in. And yeah, you do see they are talking with each other as you arrive. One of them seems to be talking about some recent happenings within the southern caves and some of the surrounding areas, like they successfully have brought or assimilated another tribe into their grouping. And one of them is kind of talking about the rumors that there might be some drow in the area and that they might have to face some of the dark elves soon.
So at this point, did I hear a tribe name? Did I hear any names during any of this?
Tribe name probably. Uh, so they did mention a tribe known as the Alpha Fang.
Alpha Fame, and the mentioning of them as a part of the group as opposed to an enemy, right?
As a new tribe that had been assimilated. They seem
Perfect.
more worried about the kind of similar to what you had heard. They talk kind of about these new attacks that have been happening, like these hit and run attacks on the walls. They also talk about recently losing like their people who they had within the cathedral to the northwest seems to have gone silent. So they have lost some of their ability to bring in demons. Kind of talking about things that you all may have done or you assume are related.
So at this point, what I'd like to try to do is find a spot, maybe around the corner of the church or somewhere that is in, you know, if not full cover, like a little alcove or just somewhere totally hidden.
Okay.
I'm assuming this isn't like a super packed city street. Like I can find a spot.
No, this is a. I mean, there are a bunch of gnolls walking around. There aren't many of them near this building, though. Like the only ones near this building is this group of 4.
So I want to,
kind
yeah.
of keeping an eye out.
I'm trying to find a spot that is like totally out of eyesight. You know, again around the corner, kind of away from the church. That just seems like where nobody would be looking at a moment.
Okay.
And do I feel like I found that?
Like a place you could hide?
Basically, I'm looking to be able to cast, take a potion and turn off invisibility.
Oh, do you have survival?
Yep, jack of all trades.
Give me a survival check. Okay. Yeah, you think you found a pretty good spot. Looking around, there's not much of a sight over here.
So let me just check my ability before I use it, just so I don't make sure I don't screw it up. I don't think I need to see them, they just need to be within 60 feet. So what I'm going to do is, before invisibility wears off, I'm going to drink my potion of Alter Self.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, it's a scroll. Never mind, sorry.
I was gonna say, I thought it was a scroll. I don't think
scroll.
there is a potion of Alter Self.
Scroll of... And I'm pretty confident that I can cast this without being detected, right?
It's like a polyjuice potion. Yeah, I mean, you'll make some noise, but you don't think there's anyone in the area.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and do that, and let me just read it, make sure I understand what I can do with it. Oh, that just...
Yeah, you need the actual spell.
Yeah,
You
the
can
actual
drag
spell.
it onto your sheet if you want.
Yeah.
Just remember that you don't actually have access to it. I mean, I guess you could put scroll in parentheses after it.
There we go. How's that? That better?
Alright. So you cast Alter Self, which would, of course, break your invisibility.
Yep,
As
but
Yeah.
conjuring a image of the most generic gnoll that I've seen. You know, kind of average looking. You know, not poor clothes, but you know, not super nice. I might have maybe like a traveler's backpack if I've seen people like I'm thinking just recently acclimated. Maybe I haven't found my right spot yet, so I'm carrying a lot of stuff still with myself. You know, just and kind of looking a little bit whatever I think a nerdy gnoll might look like.
You don't know if you've seen a nerdy gnoll, but you try to conjure the image of one in your mind.
And I don't have a size problem with this, right? They're not super small. Or anything
Yeah,
like that.
I think because you're what, 5 feet tall.
Yeah,
I think you can
average.
change your height by a foot, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Uh,
Appearance, you transfer to weight, your height, weight, facial features. It doesn't specify how much you can change, as far as I can tell. You just can't appear as a creature as a different size than you. So as long as they're roughly
okay,
my same.
so yeah, I mean, you just make yourself a little taller.
Yep. Okay, so once I've gotten that on, I am going to kind of not necessarily approach the guards, but kind of look like I'm walking past them. And as I'm walking past, maybe I kind of look over, and then I'm trying to fake as if I'm suddenly getting inspiration, and I start approaching them. As I get within 60 feet, I use an action. It's not a cast. I don't believe this is a spell cast to use universal speech on them.
Okay. So as you approach, they would notice you. One of them growls and says to you in Nolish, "What are you doing this close to the cathedral, whelp?"
It's just such a magnificent building. I am drawn to it every time. Just the presence of our great one is so inspiring. I am drawn here every time. I cannot help myself.
Give me a persuasion, I guess, or deception. Either one.
They're both the same. So, minimum 21.
Alright, so he is going to draw a dagger as he walks up and grabs you, pushing you up against the wall. And he says, "You should die for this. Are you new here? Do you not know the rules?"
Yes, I am so sorry. I am from the what was the name of it? Clan.
Alpha thing.
I keep thinking of it. You wrote Scratch and Sniff, and that's stuck in my head.
Scratch and sniff.
Oh.
So you say Alpha Fang.
Yeah.
Give me another persuasion check.
Sure.
He softens a bit and still growling. He says, "New blood. Well,
When may I come in? Again.
says, you do not come to this place. You worship elsewhere. This place is for the leadership, the true alphas. This is your one and only warning, whelp."
I am so sorry. I am just in awe of them. When may they come out again? Are they not in there?
Give me... he says, "They come and go as needed. I don't know if they're in there right now. Why?"
Again, their presence is so inspiring to me. It is why I am here.
Give me a deception check.
There we go.
He says, "I believe that one of them may be in there. Maybe two. I don't know, but I think the others may be about the settlement. I would advise you to stay clear of them and stick to your duties, as Inagu rewards those gnolls who follow his commands and know their place. You have no business speaking with your betters."
Ignacu is great indeed. It is from his greatness that I wish to understand how I may better serve by giving as many offerings, giving as many praise of Ignagu that I may serve as best I can. When may I do so once again?
Says, "Your clan leaders know what is needed. They have been informed. You will speak to them. You do not speak to the higher-ups."
Thank you. And I will step away at this point.
Okay.
Yep.
So they just kind of sneer at you as you move back. Going back to talking to each other. Where are you headed exactly?
I'd probably actually start making my way back towards the camp that we were at.
To the north?
Yeah, to the north. And as I approach that camp, I'm assuming, I think I had this for an hour. I think I'm still good, right?
Yeah. You mean the
altar
self? Yeah, it's a concentration for an hour.
Okay. So as I approach this group, I will, again, when I'm still. Could I find a spot maybe 60 feet away where I feel capable of casting a spell without detection on them, or a person or two there?
I mean, there's some tents. You could probably look for an empty one and try to hop inside.
Yeah, if I could do that, can I try to do that?
Yeah, so as you're looking around, a younger-looking Knoll walks up to you and he says, "Oh, you upset the leaders. It was, or you upset the guards at the cathedral. It was brave of you to approach them." He says, I don't think I've seen you around. Who are you?"
I nod at him and I look visibly shaken, and I kind of nod at him, and then I shake my head and I point away that I just need to leave. I don't say anything because I
Because
can't.
you don't
Yeah.
know how to speak. So he seems a bit confused. He says, "What's wrong? I saw you talking to them. Am I upsetting you?"
And I kind of would look at him again, and I would just look kind of awestruck almost, and say, "I'll not say anything. I'm just gonna look at him and say or just kind of visually say, like shaking my hand, not now, and I'm going to go." And I start to walk away.
All right. So he kind of watches you, a little confused. He looks around, and he is going to follow you. He says, "Well, wait. I'm just curious. You said I heard you talking to them. You said you're with the Alpha Fang. I was wondering," and he kind of seems. He almost reminds you a little bit of you, maybe when you were much younger.
Yeah.
And he says, I just want to know more about what's going on. I don't get to leave the camps that often, and it's just I wanted to know more about where you come from and who your people are. The newer people or the newer gnolls that are coming to this place. Have they come here already?" And he just kind of keeps talking, following you.
As I'm faced away from him again, and this is, different DMs rule on this in different ways. Like, how obvious would be casting a spell at this point on him?
He would probably. It depends on if he knows what magic is or not. It might just sound like you're saying funny things. You don't think he knows magic, so he probably wouldn't know what you're doing.
So I'm going to attempt to cast your universal speech again, burning a 3rd level. That leaves me 1, and on him, and then again, I'm assuming nobody else is pretty close to us at the moment.
It seems like most of the gnolls, like some of them notice this, but you almost get the feeling like they might know who this kid is and be kind of annoyed by him. So they're not paying much attention to what he's doing.
So I turn around and I'm kind of looking at him to judge if he's his reaction of the spell cast. What was his reaction to that?
So you start making your chants. Can you link the spell?
Yep. It's the same way as universal speech. I'm just using the spell slot for it as opposed to an action. Or is it a spell? I'm using a spell slot to do it. Is it still just an action though?
I see. This is your class ability. Okay, so you have to use a spell slot if you want to use it again.
Yep.
So this wouldn't really be casting, actually.
Okay.
This would be more like channeling your magical ability to do like this innate, or channeling your magic to do this innate ability, which is a little bit different from a cast because there's not really chanting involved. It's more natural. So you kind of weave the energies and turn around as he's coming up to you, kind of like a smile on his face.
Yep.
He says, my name is Gror, by the way.
Gror, my name is Goop.
He says, good to meet you, Goop. So,
go
ahead.
Tell me your age. Tell me your story. You seem to have much to say.
Oh, well, yes. He says, I spent a lot of time. He kind of, I don't want to get too into it, but he starts going into a little bit of his backstory. It seems like he is a bit of a runt within the tribe, more interested in, I don't want to say intellectual pursuits, but definitely a little bit smarter than most of them. Almost like he tells you that he kind of wants to be some sort of storyteller more than a hunter. And he likes getting information on things that are happening, but all the other gnolls seem to dislike him for being nosy, as they call him.
So- As we don't need to RP all of this, but if he's that talkative, one of the things Nathaniel will try to do is basically surreptitiously ask questions to gain information. So I'm not going to ask like what the names of the leaders are because I would assume to naturally know that, but I would say something to the effect of, "Tell me, what do you think of each of the leaders?" So that ideally he's now naming off each of the leaders as he tells me about what he thinks about each of them.
Give me I'll say deception for that.
Yep. Minimum 21.
So he says, "Oh, yeah, I guess you're new, huh?" So he kind of talks about the leaders a bit. He's gonna say he kind of goes through some of the council members, or I guess we wouldn't call it the council, but like the tribe leaders of the cultists, and he talks about how some of them are more favored by Inagu than others, and what information exactly are you trying to get from him?
I'm basically trying to get their leadership structure. Who's our target? Who's our who's is there a snake's head to cut off here? How many council members are there? Are they gathered in any specific space and kind of more specifically their names?
So he says, well, there are 10 of them from the 10 original tribes that formed of the Inagu Brotherhood, the head rulers. They often move around during the day, especially now with everything that's going on, with the attacks to the north, kind of the distractions there, and the unease of enemies that have been sneaking through the caves, and the fungal giants that sometimes come out of their forests and give the tribes trouble. But he says in the evenings they often will come back to the church to speak and talk about what solutions they could have to all the problems they're facing. He says most people don't know about that, but I've managed to figure that out through watching them.
Very good.
I've seen them come and go at times, and it seems like they always come in the evenings at the end of the day, right before sleep.
You are very observant. It is always good to stay far back and observe and learn and think, but never get too close. As you saw with what I did, I ventured too close to our leaders, and I am ill from it. I would suggest that you, like me, take some time and step away.
He nods. He says, "Oh yes, I have no wish to go in the church. I believe I would probably be killed for such insolence. Even getting close, gnolls have been struck down for failing to stay away. It makes me wonder what they have that they're trying to keep people away. It seems, I don't know if I'd say foolish, but a little bit of an over correction. I don't know, a bit more defensive than needed."
Yes, very much so. I must go and rest. We will chat again sometime.
He says, "Oh yeah." He says, I think that one of the leaders might actually be in the southwest ruins right now." He says, kind of pointing to an unlit area of the cave. "I don't know why, but I saw him go in there with a bunch of people earlier. Not sure what they were doing there."
You are very observant, Gru. You do well to your clan and your tribe to be always watchful and observant. It is one of the things you can do to please Inagu and your leaders.
He says, "Oh, my name's Gror, but thank you."
Didn't I say that? I
But
thought
he
I
said
said.
Gru.
Oh, sorry. Work.
Yeah. Maybe I'll see you around. Yeah, we can maybe talk more. I'd be curious to know more about your tribe and what they'll be doing.
There are many stories I can tell you, but child, I must go and rest now.
And he nods and kind of makes his way back towards the east.
Yeah. And I would
fact,
kind of head in.
you would kind of see him come into the shadows for a moment, Fitz, as he's kind of going. Looks like he's heading towards this camp over here.
Oh, it's a knoll. I shoot him. No, I'm kidding. He's coming right for me.
Yeah. All right. So what are you doing, Nathaniel?
I'm guessing I'm getting pretty close to my hour, so I'm probably making my way back to the shadows, ideally. At some point, I'm going to hide my light stone, ideally, and get into the point where there's shadows enough that I feel safe, and then I will, if I feel like I can make my way back. Do I feel like I can make my way back without being invisible, or do I think somebody would notice me walking towards the ruins?
You'd probably be noticed. Maybe you could try to stealth.
No, I'll go ahead and burn my last third level spell slot and go invisible again.
All right. So you're gonna try to get into like a tent or something and cast it.
Yeah, kind of like, or I would have like. I'm also thinking like again, if I make it enough into the shadows here or here, that
All right. So make it look like you're going somewhere else.
yeah, make it look like I'm going somewhere else, and then the moment I think I'm like covered, either find a rocky outcropping, or it's dark enough that you can't tell the difference between me going invisible and me just continuing to walk away, and then cast invisibility.
All right. Give me a stealth check with advantage.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty good.
So you turn invisible and head back to where your party is.
Yep. And I don't know if Fitz has any idea where I am.
I don't know, because he didn't actually know that you altered yourself, so he's probably just chilling there. How long would you stay there, Fitz?
And so at this point, an hour's already gone by.
More than an hour, like an hour and
It's
a
been
half.
like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. I would honestly probably just wait another hour, just because I really don't know what he cast, but I assume that he wouldn't be there forever. So I would wait another hour, and then if nothing happened, obvious, like no alarms get set up, and like I don't see anybody running away, I'd eventually just get tired, get bored, and head back to the party as well.
Alright, so Nathaniel, you're the first to get back. You come back invisible, and you said the opening was still open, yes?
Yes.
The door, okay. So you come down the stairs. You would probably be heard, because I assume the group is guarding. So maybe Arnis would probably hear or see, he'd probably hear the footsteps. You gonna try to sneak past him, or just say it's me?
Nathaniel's just waiting to see if Arnis reacts.
What does Arnis do when he hears footsteps coming down the stairs? Doesn't see anyone.
There's a part of me wants us to have Cav attack.
Let's punch him.
You also don't know if it's me or Fitz.
Platypus.
Nathaniel would say platypus back and reveal himself.
Alright, so Nathaniel will suddenly appear from seemingly nowhere. You see him standing on the stairs.
I would say, that was very informative, and go into great detail on what occurred, revealing basically everything except for I would actually leave out the nature of Gru and his younger ishness, because I'm keen on destroying the temple and don't want everyone to start thinking about the kids, so to speak.
Alright, so you just tell them what you found out, basically.
Yeah, but rather than describing Gru, I would have said something like, I met a clansman who explained to me, and I used elite skills of deception and altered self and all of my training as a speaker and teller of stories and listener, and again, I'm going on and on and on.
Okay. So he relays this tale to you all.
Yep, and don't worry, it is definitely taking enough time for Fitz to arrive, maybe mid-tell.
Alright, so yeah, if it's taking that long, Fitz would probably show up, suddenly appearing as he hits the light about maybe a half hour later.
But I would kind of end by saying, well, if the key fact here is that in the evenings is when they tend to hold their worship service, it is in the evenings now, so earthquake.
You want to do it now?
Didn't you? Well, did you tell us the part that one of the cultist leaders is in the Southern Ruins right now?
I did, yeah. We're not going
If
to be
we-
able to get them all. There's 10 of them. It's unlikely they will ever all be together. And once we start murdering one, we're going to have to murder the entire camp to get to all of them. Let's take out their iconography of the church.
So you want to take out the church, and then go roundabout and take out the lone guy?
Now, just out of curiosity, and this is towards DM Raven. So I wasn't there for all the RP, so I obviously don't know what information he gathered, so it's all relayed to me. But while I was standing there, I can see that most of these gnolls were unarmored, unarmed, you know, like just regular ass gnolls. Like it's not like this
seemed
encampment full of
there
warriors.
was, most of the warriors were coming and going. You assume to one of the, entry points. There's the northeastern and the western point. So you assume that they were going out into the caves to do some kind of guarding or helping with the attacks, because you did see the big armies that are scattered around.
Yeah, so I mean, there are soldiers for sure.
Yeah, this particular settlement, for how many gnolls are here, isn't that well guarded. They've moved most of their soldiers to like the outer areas. They do have some that you saw at the two, I don't want to say gates, but the two towered areas, but not compared to the armies that you saw camped to the east and the northwest.
So I would as your positioning and your you end. I assume you end your statement or your dialogue with around evening they do their worship, so it's worth it to do it. I would point out, it's like it looks like the majority of the gnolls here don't look like fighters. They look like the same gnolls like we liberated, and it wasn't the long spears are the ones that got destroyed. The other one that we saved was the
That was the Sharp Rock.
the Sharp Rock. It's
Your
like these
allies.
guys look
They
like
they may not be warriors, but they are cultists. They are all worshippers of Inagu. These are not folks who are here not by choice. They are here by choice.
I'm gonna roll insight on that. Which I know it's gonna be really hard to do, but still, I'm gonna go for it.
That's not deception. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because,
So-
so far, the rhetoric that we've encountered with every other Null is that most of the tribes have been conscripted and they're forced into it. So, besides the big ass, obvious huge Flins, which
Well-
are like the cultist warriors, it's
So,
a little bit.
Do you
Go
have
ahead.
nature, Fitzgerald?
I do.
So, I mean, you know something about Gnoll culture, like wolves or any of the pack type animals. Gnolls are very much like they'll often follow alphas, so they will kind of congregate towards more powerful leaders, and they don't necessarily. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean they fully agree with what I mean. Like you saw like the Gnoll tribes that kind of joined with you guys because you showed them that you were powerful and that you could help, and like they kind of have this mentality of becoming packs and protecting each other for like a greater good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean there is some argument that they did choose to join the cultists. But it also doesn't necessarily mean they are evil or agree with everything they do. So there is some kind of moral argument there that you could make.
I'm mostly
Either way.
a lot of my my thought process is following what Garu talked to us a lot about, because he was the one that was when we originally were just let's just kill all the leaders. He's like,
Yeah.
well, if we can convince more clans, then maybe there'll be less fighting, because he wants to try to save as many as possible, giving the impression that all the clans could be saved if we take out the cultists. So that's where that's been the rhetoric so far from all the gnolls that have helped us, that the more we kill the leaders, the more the gnolls will just go back to being gnolls, and then they can be, led to a different direction versus just, well, since they're cultists now, they'll always be cultists, so therefore they have to die. So that's where my that thought process is coming from, add a character just to, because I don't want to just seem like a contrarian for the sake of being a contrarian. Like, that's the thing that I've been thinking about, because that's what I expected other people to argue. And so I'm a little bit surprised that we're going immediately for the nuke option when we've gotten...
I mean, that said, if you did take out the heads, it would kill a lot of innocent gnolls, if you think gnolls are innocent, but it would kill a lot of them, but it would also, if it took out the leadership, that would possibly, make it so a lot of these cults would go their own ways, or a lot of these tribes, they would no longer be under these 10.
Mm-hmm. So that's the only thing. I'm not going to RP all that. Like, we've already said everything. So that would be my last bit. Like, when you say, like, it's evening time, it's a good time to earthquake, that's what I would just stay there. It's like, we spent a lot of time in the past saving everybody. So it's interesting that now that we're not even going to consider it. But then that's it. I don't want to keep talking about it because we've already said everything. So at this point, everybody else can open up if they want to.
So my counter to that, it would be, again, not, role playing, but not role playing it, would be something similar to, like, yeah, I understand that, but if they're supporting these alphas, these leaders, and they're cultists, they're still the enemy. They're not prisoners. They're not being forced to be here. They're here of free will. And like a modern day example I would make would be like,
modern day examples in.
But because I just don't know that, like, all the culture. I mean, Arnis would, but Mike wouldn't.
Yeah.
Of a similarity, like Sunnis and Shiites in Iraq. The same sort of thing, where like they're not all violent, but there's an attack against them, and they support those that are, in like the most extremes. So that's kind of like how I see the Gnoll cultists, is like they're the extremists. In a religious backing. So Arnis's point would be, everything we do to weaken the cult is a win for those who are not in the cult. And he would use whatever historical value within the world we're living in is similar to, like, the religious cult thing.
Well, I don't know if he'd have a lot of good examples, because he's kind of grown up in these small communities. I mean, there might be some, but... All right,
yeah.
So
well, then
I guess
I get what he's saying.
I'm
picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah.
He'd relate it to a gang then, or a schoolyard bully that has 10 friends. And the only reason he has 10 friends is because he's bigger and he's badder. But those 10 friends still kick the shit out of the Nathaniels just because they're Nathaniel.
Yeah, I would say that in response to that specifically, I would say literally every Gnoll that we've had a one-on-one on so far when it comes to tribes, between Garu and Dosha and the 2 tribes we met outside the caves that are currently trying to liberate the Gnolls in here, as soon as we took care of the local problem with cultists, like, yes, the Longspear got destroyed, but the Sharp Rock, as soon as we took out the cultists that were basically holding their camp prisoner, like, they were forced to go along with it.
That's not true. The Firestarter group or whatever, that there was no leader around, and they were still very adamant to stay culty.
Well, we never gave them a chance. We never saved them. The only ones we've encountered so far were in the prison.
Did bump into them, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And then we just left them there.
Means is the prison ones.
Yeah, like, those we never even interacted with them. We just asked the other Gnolls, like, hey, what about those guys? They're like, oh, they're crazy. And then we never even got to the bottom of it. We just left them.
But not all this Sharp Rock surrendered, right? We had to knock. There were some armed ones that we had to kill.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah, because they were actively being, like, at the moment they were still under control of the cultists, and as soon as we took out the cultists, then we liberated that camp. So, like, in that, like, those are, like, those are very specific situations that we've actively encountered so far. Like while we've been here, that we find these gnolls, and when we talk to them, they're like, "Hey, like we don't support this. We'd rather not be here, but they're in control. So what can we do?" So it's hard for me to lump them all into, well, since they're going along with it, they must be therefore guilty. So therefore, if they get killed in action, it's deserved or warranted, because we know that a lot of them are being coerced into it. So when I see an entire settlement of, gnolls who have just been, either indoctrinated or they've just been assimilated, as Nathaniel, the information he got from it, my first thought isn't that they're like, they're all gung-ho cultists. They're like, well, how can they say no? Because apparently the cultists are in control. But as soon as they're not, then they won't be cultists. So that's where I'm like, that's where the moral dilemma is coming to me. It's like, it's hard for me to see it all in black and white when we know that the gray is there as soon as we kill the right people. But again, like, this is like, God.
Or a former clan member is still a former member of the clan,
Yeah, but like, but then now we're talking about whether or not someone can, someone can come back from that. Like, I wouldn't, Go ahead,
While they're
Deska.
having their
You just cast Earthquake while we're talking.
no, while you're
Essentially.
having your
What's that
dilemma,
rumbling?
Yeah.
That's the way to take the time to like actually pray, because this is above her pay grade type of thing.
Oh no.
And she's
Oh.
like, she's like, it's more of a, as if you would go to your boss for permission before you take a couple
who's
of days
Deska's
off.
boss?
Yeah, I'm actually curious about that.
Deska's boss.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause you-
technically, Deska doesn't know who her boss is, but Shar from Pretty Sure Forgotten is who Deska worships unknowing.
Okay, so you worship Shar.
Yes.
I gotta look up what Shar's like.
Yeah, I know. Is Shar a fan of earthquakes? Because if so, then argument settled. The goddess of earthquakes and calamities. So it's like, oh yeah, go for it, dude.
It was
Char or Cher? Because Cher would be awesome.
Cher. I don't know. I don't know how it's pronounced. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, do
I
you
just
believe in
looked
love
up the
after love?
picture of Shar, and maybe it does kind of look like Cher. I wonder if they're doing a bit.
Lol.
Alright, let me see. Oh man, alright. So well, actually, do you have religion?
No.
That'd be funny if you don't.
Are
You don't have
using
proficiency in praying?
some sort of ability to talk to your deity, or are you just praying?
I am just praying.
Alright. So by just praying, you probably wouldn't get any answer right away,
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
as the gods
I-
don't usually just answer prayers like that.
I get credit for trying. That's what they say.
Is that how it works? Is that how it works?
That's how Deska thinks it works. Look, she doesn't know this religion, if you haven't noticed.
She just knows some deity gave her powers, and she's like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
So I guess Arnis would be curious too. How is he treated by the involuntary cultists, in Fitz's point of view, when he was a prisoner?
You were prisoner of the Gnolls?
Yeah, that's where you
I
started.
thought you had escaped. Or maybe
He
I
had
remember.
escaped. So him and Cav
had
were both
escaped.
prisoners. We met Arnis in the wild.
So, were you taken prisoner with a bunch of other people? Is that what happened?
Yeah, from the Steel Dragon, I think, is the name of the
Oh,
mercenary group.
yeah. Did they sell you to them, or were you with the Steel Shadow when you were taken prisoner?
I was with the Steel No. Yes, I was with the Steel Shadow. I was taken prisoner, but they abandoned us, or some of us.
Yeah. All right. That's because I was trying to remember. I thought you said that you had a grudge against them. Okay, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. So they didn't kill you when they first took you prisoner. They tied you all up, and basically you escaped later. But you don't know what the fate of the rest of your group was.
But what was my empirical experience? So were they fair? Were they unfair? I don't mean like the cultists, not like the crazy
Well-
Nazis with all like the Garu stuff on them, but
So they didn't.
Joe the Knoll.
They didn't really talk to you. They more just tied you up. You definitely weren't treated well. They were rough with their prisoners, and then they just kind of marched everyone off because you couldn't understand their language anyway. So I wouldn't say you were treated well, and you assume that they just killed everyone that didn't escape.
And this wasn't like the super hardcore cultists. This was just like, I guess what we're referring to is like the Joe the plumber Knowles
Yeah,
that had.
these were more just some of the soldiers that had captured you, or the warriors of the tribe.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I would explain that. Then I'm like, listen, it's not always a cultist. It's. I mean, this is my experience. So let's not assume that they're innocent. And the other thing I will say is, although Nathaniel's an asshole, guys, he really hasn't led us wrong yet. No offense.
I said Arnis has kind of a little bit of respect for Nathaniel, even though he said mean things about him.
Yeah.
He kind of knows what he's doing.
Eska will
Yeah.
sigh after her long silence, realizing she's not gonna get an answer or any verbal type
You
of
know that
response.
you would probably there's a chance you might get some kind of response if you. I mean, sometimes deities send visions in dreams, but it's
Yeah.
unlikely like someone from Shar is just going to show up right now and tell you what will happen or what should happen. Especially if you're not using magic.
Deska doesn't know that. Like, she knows that when it first came to her in a dream, so that she knows that would probably be it. But she's like, I don't have time for it. So she's like, okay.
Yeah, you call the Shar hotline.
All right, Char, I
Customer
got a
service.
question.
Yo, Shaw, roll up.
Like 3 hours.
I got a situation for you. I mean, so it's been what, 2.5 hours at this point, so now it's like leaning towards 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's well, let's see, it's about.
It was 5 when we
7:30.
started.
It's about 7:30. So it's probably later. You didn't get an exact time from the kid, Nathaniel, so you don't know exactly how late it has to be.
True.
He just said it was later in the evening that they congregated.
Let's go pull up her hood and walk over to Nathaniel. Under her breath, she'll say, if this is the wrong answer, then forgive me, but... And then she'll look at Nathaniel and, if you truly think this is our best chance, then I'll help.
So as that dialogue happens, I'm just gonna say, so then what's the plan? Like, we cast Earthquake and then what? See what happens and decide to run away or, try to catch any leaders trying to get away? Or...
So
Well, if we do it tonight, which is my suggestion, I would suggest that we make our way back through the cave. We could potentially try to hurry to the other armies and tell them of our success, that they should invade the camps now, as that they we've cut off the head, so to speak.
Well, originally, and I don't remember when Nathaniel came through, like when you joined us. I wasn't sure if you joined us in the beginning or not, like before we came to the cave. Did you?
Yeah, I've been.
You were.
Yeah, I've been here for a bit.
Wasn't the whole argument that that the armies couldn't be relied on because they didn't have enough forces to break through the gates? So even if we cut the head off,
Lazarus says, well, if we cause a huge earthquake, it will most likely cause the armies to fall back in to help their people. So it could give us an opening to bring our forces to bear. Though I myself am in favor of crushing these infidels, but I do realize this is a decision of some magnitude, no pun intended. So I believe we should probably decide as a group what the best approach is.
I think I should also add, Deska...
Perhaps
I should ask, DM, would a character that has very low... Like my character doesn't have Arcana training or anything like that, right? And I don't think the spell's been completely and utterly explained to her. Would I know the impact that this spell would have in totality? Like, I'm in my head, I'm picturing she knows it'll take out the camp.
I
And
mean,
probably
you know that
surrounding area.
earthquakes are extremely dangerous and destructive.
Right.
You also know there's a chance it could fail. There's only you
Yeah,
have to
so-
actually roll pretty high to use a spell. Because what is that, level 7 or 8?
8, so it's DC 18. We talked about this
Yeah.
in chat. It's DC 18, and
Yeah.
you ruled last time, Lou, that both Guidance and Bardic Inspiration would apply here.
Yes, but that's still like you'd have to roll pretty well, even with
It
guidance.
is
and
I
inspiration.
did the math on it. It is literally a 50% chance of success.
Yeah. So there's a chance it might not even work.
Now, and again, I think you were kind of explaining it last time, but I could be misremembering, Nathaniel. If a spell doesn't work, does that just mean nothing happens, or does it mean that it could like backlash in some way? Because I also don't have Arcana.
It poofs.
It just poops, so just nothing
Yeah, the
happens. So it's
scroll-
not like
Correct me
it
if I'm wrong
just.
there,
The
DM, but
scroll
that
is-
was my understanding
Yeah, the
of it.
scroll is used and the magic dissipates. It fizzles,
Gotcha.
basically.
It's
It doesn't like
basically-
cast on us all of a sudden, us being the center point.
It is the ultimate like anticlimactic moment of Deska going,
You lose control of the magics and they just kind of dissipate as the scroll
Yep.
vanishes.
Well, Desco, if you can figure out the details, I'll help. But I don't know
So-
exactly how this is gonna work.
We cast the spell, then we just run.
Yep.
And then we just go report our success, whether it's true or not, and
Yep.
hope that everything that happens happens.
I will tell a
Well-
great story.
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
Hold on.
That's a simplification, Fitz.
Well, that's literally what he said. He said we just go there and tell them that we completed the objective, but we don't even, like... He already said he doesn't know if they're there or not.
Our objective was to weaken the cult, right?
No,
objective
our
was to
objective
go.
was to kill the leaders.
Yeah.
Literally
Wh-
assassinate
in
the
the
leaders.
in the hopes of weakening the cultists. We're going to be weakening the cultists.
Well, no, if we kill the
Daniel's plan
leaders, there
works.
is no cult.
And you don't know that because if you take off the leader, someone else is going to step up. It's the
Right,
way
but-
it works.
There's
Arnis,
also
our
10 leaders. We're not
direct
going to find.
orders
Yeah.
were to kill the leaders. It was not to weaken them. It was to kill the leaders. A secondary objective we've been completing is weakening them any way we saw fit, which has been guerrilla tactics, just killing when we see them
Saving
in
Knoll villages
spots
as
where
we
they-
can,
Yes,
liberating
well,
them.
But our
We-
task, our bold point task, was to assassinate the leadership.
And we're going to end up killing probably at least one leader and weakening the cult and giving the armies a chance.
As
I-
well as sow chaos among the tribes. Lazarus
Yep.
says.
Correct. If we're voting, I am voting for Nathaniel's plan. We help Deska as best we can. We cast a spell, and then we get back to the armies. If the armies aren't like figuring out like, hey, something's bad happening there, and there's only one out of 5 guards left on the wall, they might attack anyway. And we retreat back.
I would argue is that I'm not okay with us going back there and saying that we completed our objective.
That,
Like,
Just tell them what happened.
that-
blemish on my
We
record.
should
No,
be honest.
We go
We
back.
should, because
Well,
if
I'm
for
not
whatever
saying
reason, no, that's what Nathaniel said. Is get back to the army and tell them we were successful. It's like I don't want to say that because if we do start invading and then at some point the gnolls get organized again because 8 of them are still alive, a lot of people are going to get killed
So
if
is your
we lie.
definition of success then all 10 leaders are dead? That we have personally murdered each one?
My
That would be my definition of success. as an
success
assassin.
usually means that you confirm it. It doesn't mean you just throw out a nuke and run away and assume it worked. That's not success. That's a Hail Mary.
Well, our
No.
original goal
What's a Hail Mary?
It's a Hail Shar, sorry.
Look, let's just get the specifics out of the way, and for the most
Yeah.
part, it seems like we're in majority gonna do it. We just need
Yeah.
to figure out how and what is our escape. Am I wrong?
I think we do it. We fall back. We communicate what's happened, and then we come back out and we participate with the armies in eliminating the leaders that aren't caught here. So I would agree that we shouldn't go back and tell them that, aha, we killed them all, which I don't think is what Nathaniel's saying.
But
Yeah, no, I would.
said.
He said that we succeeded.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm arguing.
I would argue we're defining success differently. You're defining success as personally murdering all 10 of the cultist leaders. I am defining success as taking out their headquarters.
I'm saying successes. Our objective isn't go destroy a random cathedral in a cave.
Oh, taking out the leaders is
It's not random.
can be interpreted as personally murdering or taking out their headquarters.
And again, I didn't say personal murdering. I said confirming that we actually got them killed, which we're not doing.
We're not
We're not
talking about what's
confirming
important
anything.
anymore. We're not talking about what's important anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
It's just
why
Like,
are
we-
we
we're-
falling
dudes,
back
dudes.
to the armies? Why not use the earthquake and then go in and confirm they are dead?
Because we don't know what the
that
Earthquake's
was
going
what
to
I
do.
would want.
After
but
the quake settles.
So we've got a group, we've got a team on the ground. They're calling in a Tomahawk, and after it goes off, they're gonna do a little recon. But the big boys are gonna start rolling in. It's pretty simple, guys.
Do we have a
Oh well,
way
yeah,
of-
but we can't do both. Like we don't have radios where we can tell the
Yeah,
armies
he
go
says,
ahead.
I don't know if we should fall back. If we do, and some of the leaders survive, they will escape, and we won't know where they go, unless we
Now
have a
this I
magical
agree with.
way to communicate with our armies.
Well, how far away is the gate?
very
Fitz.
far. It took us days
Well,
to get.
where your people are is over here, as far as you know, where you first came in.
Yeah.
Because you said that you had them up there doing distractions. Now you heard there was also distractions happening over here, the other gate, which is a little odd to you, because it means
It's
that
probably
there
Drow.
it might be the Drow, it might be your friends, the Sharp Rock, because they said they were going to try to help. It could be some other unknown quantity.
Fungal giants going crazy. Who knows?
Yeah, but
Well, doesn't
So my reasoning
that-
for retreating at this point, as opposed to going in and trying to ascertain the exact extent at which we were successful, is that we are all in a relatively weakened state, and to try to go in tonight would be very, very risky at this point. Whereas retreating after causing such mayhem and destruction poses very little risk, assuming we are able to escape.
Now,
Will we wait
originally,
till tomorrow?
I was
Will we
going
wait
to
till
say,
tomorrow?
like, we were going to go scout and then do a long rest and make a decision. So we can still long rest
Right.
tonight, keep an eye on the situation, and then tomorrow do this plan. So that way, if we're allowed to stay, we can stay, and we have all our resources, or spheres, as you call them.
And
available.
Then we make sure they're all.
If that's the case, though, do we think that the armies that are causing the distractions are going to be causing the distractions again tomorrow? Are they doing it every day?
I mean, as far as we know, they've been doing it the entire time we were in the prison, the entire time we were dealing with the Sharp Rock.
You didn't necessarily hear they were doing it today. You heard it was going on. So
Yeah.
it could have been
I mean,
over like the last several weeks, even since you first got here. Just FYI, Nathaniel, I'm not trying to sway the boat. I'm just letting you know.
I mean, that's where we left them.
So I would say then, the compromise would be, because I'm 100% Nathaniel's corner here, is that if we're going to wait and we're going to actually do our attack tomorrow, that we have an opportunity to observe the cathedral tonight to see how many of, well, we don't even know what the leaders look like. It's not like we have like photos of them. We don't have a deck of cards with all the bad guys on them.
Did you, Nathaniel? Did you get any like descriptors of like what, like if they wear any sort of ornaments or anything that would distinguish them as leaders, or as far as we know, they're just gnolls?
Again, that is what I was trying to get at, Lou, when I was
So-
asking for those details on the
When
leader.
you talk to Grog,
Yeah.
He would probably have described them as much larger, almost like the leaders were similar to like the Flinge you fought. At least in terms of their size and strength, like they were supernaturally enhanced by Inagu. But other than that, so like it sounds like you would know them if you saw them, at least compared to the other gnolls, like how the Flynn kind of sticks out. But you wouldn't, like, if there were a bunch of Flynns together with the, cultist leaders, you would have no idea which is which.
So let's do that. Let's watch the cathedral tonight. Rest. And then tomorrow we attack.
Well, it's going to have to be tomorrow evening, though. It's not just tomorrow morning. We'd have to wait till.
Well, we understand that, Nathaniel. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing
Plus,
that
it gives
worries
Cav
me,
a little more time.
I continue to see the shadows move in this area. I think the wraiths know we're here.
Well, then we'll go back into the library. We'll go further back into the library.
They may still attack us, but this at least might be a better option.
Yeah.
Alright, so is that the plan? You want to wait a day, do some reconnaissance, and then hit them tomorrow night?
I would
I'm okay
support
with that.
Yeah, that's what
Nesca,
everybody-
Cav, you've been silent like this entire session.
That's what everybody wants to do.
Cav's kind of sitting here coming from a tribe. If we're worried about taking out the leaders, why don't we just challenge the leaders?
Oh.
That's less fun than blowing the whole thing up.
And then we open an earthquake under their feet. Well, we got them all grouped up.
Yeah, but then we would be grouped up with them because they would come to accept the challenge, so we'd all be standing
What are you, a
around.
coward?
All right, Deska.
I like the way Cav thinks. A duel versus their leadership. The gods will, of course, favor us.
Why would they respect? Why would they care about that? They would just mob us.
They
Honor of
the
the alphas. If we're challenged their strength, they're going to have to show that their strength.
Fitz
But
makes
don't
a
really
good
have
point.
that, y'all.
We don't know if these heathens have honor. They would most
Yeah,
likely just attack us.
Maybe.
As glorious, I like your suggestion, Cav. As glorious as such a fight would be, I don't think there's enough honor in these savages to respect it. Respect the the process.
I mean, Cav, you are a prisoner of theirs like I was. They're not exactly honorable people.
It's true.
Not as many are as honorable as the Minotaurs.
Because they're not even people, am I right? Haha! Okay, moving on.
Jesus Christ.
That's great.
As Cav
That's what just looks
decapitates
at
it.
It's like, man, what's with you today?
What? They're gnolls. What I'm saying.
Cav's
Anywho,
copy
moving on.
of Mein Kampf kind of sticks out. Like,
Like, how'd that get out of there?
Not that bad.
Cav can't read.
He has it for the pictures.
Mein Kampf, the picture book version.
Yeah.
Fascism for dummies.
Yep.
Alright.
So let's do this, guys. Let's do this.
Yeah, it
Let's
sounds
watch
like we
the
have
cathedral.
Alright, so.
Well, does everybody agree with the plan, though? Has everybody voted that this is what we're doing?
It's not unanimous, but okay.
Yeah.
So then tomorrow, after we attempt this earthquake, are we running or are we staying to see the results?
I say we.
You know, we don't want to let anyone who might be planning what to happen to be able to plan.
Say it one more time.
Sorry, I was messing with Lou.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Oh.
So probably what. So if we take a little bit of what Nathaniel didn't say to us, he's probably right. We probably do it, see what happens.
Yeah. Like, as long as if like, again, there's always a possibility that shit goes crazy, but we do it. We see how the cave reacts to being earthquaked, and if it doesn't look like we're in immediate danger, then we wait, and then we go in and pick off anybody who didn't get taken out by the rubble and try to confirm some kills. And then if we are in danger, we back off, and depending on how much we back off, we can decide what to do then. But it all depends how this earthquake goes. Like, there's so many variables to what could happen.
Oh, and honestly, with the exception of Laz and Cav, we can probably make it to one of the gate points.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a while. Like,
Yeah.
All right.
would I like if we followed the path? Because so remind me, the tunnel that we're in now, that we found from the prison. So,
Yeah,
but
so
there were
that-
other tunnels going
That
north.
goes under the rock. That goes back towards that machine that you found that you didn't try to do anything with.
Yeah. But if we get all the way back to the prison, then there are other tunnels we know in what direction to go to. We just haven't been to those tunnels yet, so we don't exactly know where they lead or how long it would take us to get back to our starter point.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
we
have
have-
to use survival to trailblaze caves that aren't obvious.
Gotcha.
Some of them might lead someplace useful, some of them might lead nowhere. That's the problem of trailblazing caves.
With survival, could I since we do have we have a map of the cultist area, a map of the prison, a map of some of the tribal caves.
Yeah, I mean,
can I make a check?
There is a path back to the prison because that's the one you took to get here.
Yeah.
And of
And
course,
then-
you know about these, the openings, the larger cave. So you could go back to the prison, then try to make your way some way from there.
Could I make a guesstimate with a roll?
On what?
On how travel time? If we just booked it there?
If you travel to where? To the prison?
Back to where the armies are, where those 2 gates are.
So you taking known paths to avoid the big Gnoll armies. You probably have to go to the prison, then go back through the Spore area, past your Sharp Rock allies. Here, I guess I could make pings. So yeah, you go to the
Yeah. Oh no,
prison,
I'm watching. It's good. Yeah.
Then you travel up here through the forest to the Sharp Rock allies. Then once you got over here, would you try to sneak out or go out through the temple that you cleared?
I mean, I would imagine that it would be. If we went through the temple, we know that we wouldn't run into any resistance. It might be faster because even if even if the armies are dispersing and going crazy, that just means there's a ton of gnolls running around trying to figure out what happened. So we're probably going to run into them as they're going everywhere.
Yeah,
So if we went-
the spirits of the temple aren't going to attack you, as far as you know. So
Yeah.
How-
So
How long, Nathaniel, can you stay disguised?
If you're referring to alter self, it's an hour. Well, and I can't do it again because it was a spell scroll. We used the spell scroll.
Yeah, Arnis would have done that. Okay, yeah. So,
a 2-day journey to get out of here.
If you're going out through the temple, then going around to where your armies are, you're probably looking at close to 2 days. Yeah,
Okay.
to travel.
we just cut through the encampment.
Yeah, if you went right through the knolls, assuming because they may move. If you just took a straight shot to there through the caves, if you went back to the prison and just went out, it would probably be a couple hours.
Okay. And that's assuming, no one challenges us as we just saunter out.
I mean, the party or the problem would be going past all the knolls. Though if a big earthquake happened, they might move. They might
Yeah.
go back to
And-
defend the main encampment. You're not sure.
And does
what
it-
they do.
And does it really matter which gates we get to first? Guys, I mean, we just want somebody in here to start, destroying this army.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, just because the armies are moving because of an earthquake doesn't mean that we're not going to run into them. If we take a straight shot back to the gate, just walking through, these tunnels, the gnolls are using the same tunnels.
Let me do
No,
a quick
oh.
5-minute break because I gotta use the restroom.
Yeah.
And you guys
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll be right back.
I mean, I think we're guaranteed that we're going to do the earthquake. It's just what happens after
Oh
the
yeah,
earthquake.
I think we are guaranteed that we're going to do it, right? Hasn't everybody voted? Cav, did you vote? Yeah.
I mean, Cav will do whatever. He doesn't really understand what's going on, so it's just whatever.
Trust me, Cap,
Who-
how did his desk go?
Do you want to squish gnolls or not squish gnolls?
Exactly. He'd also be fine just walking down there and starting to squish Knowles himself.
Yeah.
Do you still have a level of exhaustion, Kev?
If we long rest here, I won't.
Okay.
So what I was thinking about going straight through, Fitz, is it would be either you or you and me going to one of the gates after the attack.
Oh, and the
signal
rest stay here?
Yeah, whichever army we go to, whether the suspected drow on one side or, the Candleholm armies.
Probably
which looks like are
Candleholm.
further.
Because like the top right is where like we don't know what that is. It could be the drow, but we didn't like. We're not friends with the drow. We just decided not to kill each other because we had better things to do. So I don't think if we went to the drow, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, dope. Let's like yeah," and high five us, and then we all.
Well, they'd probably be
start
cool if
murdering
we threw the if we threw the gate open.
They probably could, but they could also like might just kill us too, just because at that point we're the biggest threat since the gnolls have been pretty much thrown into disarray.
That's possible too. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying is like two of us go back, try to get back to the, or one of us, maybe just you, because of your
and then
skill set.
the rest of the party stays here and just keeps an eye on what's going on. And Yeah.
Stays here. If there is some trying to escape, like we see like Joe the Knowles trying to escape, maybe we help them. It leaves our two big boys here, Cav and Laz, in case something does go bad. And Deska, obviously, it leaves them.
Yeah.
Deska, to like, I mean, she's kind of eclectic. She's kind of tough, kind of clericy, kind of sneaky.
she's something. It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm really curious.
Opinion of Dusky in this campaign.
No, it's fine. I'm really curious to see if you have any dreams tonight. Like if anything happens, that'd be kind of fun if like you finally get your prayer and Lou is like, you get visited by a vision of Shar. She says,
Yeah.
"Not cool, bro," and then just fades away.
Deska, like,
You wake
it
up
was like
trembling.
a thing of like Saloon and Shar because they're twins or whatever, and then Twilight. But I was like, if I had to pick one, probably Shar.
Is she hotter?
And then
No, it's just they match up more and it's way more compatible and stuff.
I think that makes sense, because then it leaves Nathaniel with his skill set, right? If something goes wrong back here,
Mhm.
to kind of like tactically manipulate the crap out of shit, to try to keep people alive. I just think it makes sense.
If I have to.
Okay,
It just means
we can all
won't have
abandon Nathaniel. Yeah.
Listen, we're about to cut through all the boss fights. All right, that's all we're doing.
Damn
We
straight.
took 3 boss fights and made it into one save.
I mean, 10 boss fights made into one.
We would've killed
Technically.
them off screen. It didn't matter. But
Okay, you get to make that decision. Just like off screen, they die. Just like let's be real here.
It doesn't matter. They weren't
I
important.
hope Jessica's got her inspiration points ready.
It's really
Hi.
funny. So I'm reading up on Shar, and there's one little tab talking about relationships, and there's a quote
Yeah.
here from a hag, and it says, "Shar won't bother us here. She's far too busy writing poetry and crying about how much people prefer his sister." And I'm like, of course, Deska is the one going into that.
The death cab for cutie friggin' John.
Yep.
Can't with you. That's why she picked me. Okay.
You both have so much in common, poetry and crying.
I said no to her sister. I said Saloon. No, I forget how it goes. Doesn't matter. That's my goddess. All right.
The pain keeps me alive.
Jessica doesn't know who she is though.
Clearly.
That's not how it is. That's
Who am I?
Sadist.
Who am
Who
I?
am I?
Fucking Jackie
Who
Chan
am
over
I?
here.
What point do I have? What's the meaning?
Yeah.
You guys have insinuated so much about my character that never happened.
Oh my god, I'm out of excessive mascara. What do I do?
Oh my god, it's charcoal first of all, and it's not mascara. Second of all,
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Second
shame
of all,
on you.
my character has not once complained about any of y'all shit ever.
Complained about me talking.
That's different. Everyone complains about you talking. You complain about you talking.
Oh, hold on. Oh, Nathaniel's like second place in the talking category now, though. I mean, Fitz has been on a roll
My
for
man is
like 4
All
rapping
right.
over there.
I'm just gonna like put little random inserts about Shar because I'm like,
My goddess
okay.
out there.
I'm like, really? This is your goddess, eh? Okay, cool.
Shut
Cool.
up. And then I'm not a carbon copy of my goddess, dude. The way I see god powers working, right? I feel like they give power to mortals, and then the mortals shape what the power turns into, theoretically speaking. This is not his, it's not the world stuff, but it depends on the person for what it turns into. And it doesn't
Nathaniel.
mean that-
We have that battery-powered dark energy crystal, right?
Listen, dude. Don't.
Well, no, I'm curious,
Oh,
like,
no.
because Nathaniel would know this, but I'm not sure if Nathaniel's here.
I'm here. What are you
2,
asking?
3, 4, 5. W- From what like I kind of understood out of the character, like that's it's a really potent power source for the right people that can harness it. Is there a way to harness that so that way it would?
In like a controlled, not like I'm what you're thinking, like using it as like a bomb or something in a controlled fashion. It's
Or I meant like if she harnessed its power while casting the earthquake spell, that it would do
no,
more.
it doesn't. It doesn't really work that way.
Ah, darn, that'd be kind of
I
fun.
mean, we could ask Lou, but my understanding of it, Gray's
Jessica
understanding
collapses.
I mean, if you're asking me to blow you up, I'll do it.
Jessica destroys all of civilization underground.
much more
Yeah.
like a, and I will tell you, Nathaniel would be unlikely to reveal this, but a better way to think of it is like just like compressed gasoline or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
it's it would just release a lot of necrotic energies into the
Yeah.
surrounding area. It's not like
I
a
repeat,
bomb. It would
Jessica
wither
wouldn't
a
mind
bunch.
blowing your.
It would wither life forces, but it wouldn't blow anything up.
I mean, it sounds like a bomb to me, just in a different classification of bomb. You know, more
Maybe more like a mustard gas type.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
But
it
that's not
wouldn't
something
be-
you could detonate from afar. Like you would have
Yeah.
to like
No.
break
Yeah,
that.
we'd have to get it in close, and then we'd like. I'm not even sure if Gray the character would know how to quote unquote detonate it.
Shadow crystal. Okay, interesting. All right.
All right, so is that the final plan then? Waiting till tomorrow in the evening and then doing the earthquake or attempting it?
We would attempt to come back out this evening and again try to observe the church. I don't know if we'd go in, but I mean I have invisibility if we want to try to go in one more time.
I thought you
I
used
think
your
we
last
just need
second
to
level
walk.
spell.
I can upcast it. I have higher spell slots available.
Oh, gotcha.
So I don't think we need to go in. We just need to observe to see who goes in.
I
Yeah.
don't know if we can see from 500 feet away.
Well, we can get closer, but I don't think we have to. Oh, when you say go in, like you mean get closer is what you're saying,
Yeah,
not like go into the cathedral. Oh, okay.
Yeah. because like
Yeah,
the safe distance is 500 feet. I think once we get more than 100 feet closer, we're starting to get range of those camps.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't been
Yeah.
watching the cathedral now for a while, so they may have gone in already, or
Yeah.
you're
I mean,
not sure,
if
but
anything-
you can certainly watch more and see what happens.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I mean, why not?
like
Fits out there. Go.
I'm not personally worried about who's
Shoot.
going in and out of the cathedral because we're still going to do it anyways. But what I would be doing is like from this vantage point, looking for any processions of like if I see a big guy and a ton of guards like leaving because I assume they'd be traveling with torches. If I see them leaving, then I would make note of that, or if anybody arrives. So I don't
Cool.
care about the cathedral so much because it's like
But no, that's the point, though, right? So, like, if they go in there at 10 o'clock tonight, we'll attack tomorrow at 10 o'clock at night.
Well, so what I would suggest we do is our plan is I can use invisibility to get closer. Oh wait, no, I don't have message. Shit. Yeah, I don't have anything that can.
Well, why don't we just watch tonight?
Yeah.
When they go in, that's when we attack tomorrow night instead
Well,
of
I thought-
like
I
risking
thought
anything.
6 o'clock was like why I thought that time was thrown out for a reason. That 6 o'clock was when they did it.
No, we didn't get a specific time. We just said evening was the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
you
we do
heard
is-
sometime in the evening they go in.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so-
Well, earlier you said 6 o'clock, Nathaniel. You that was the time you threw out. So you're like,
I don't think I said that.
Yeah, I don't remember him saying that.
I don't remember any times. I remember us trying to say we need to time it, but yeah.
heard. Okay, I must have misheard something.
You're always thinking Nathaniel's saying things he's not. You need to pay more attention to his.
Well, when you say so much, it kind of like washes over you like a tide, and you know you have to clean your ears out and see what sticks.
You realize everybody in the group just rolled their eyes when you said that to Nathaniel, right?
Yeah, you know. Hey, you know what? I'm okay with it.
All right, so Fitz is gonna keep an eye out. And is anyone else doing anything this evening, or should I just pass time? So where are you going to be, Fitz, to watch the cathedral? Or just watch this place in general?
So honestly, like when I originally was standing out there letting Nathaniel do his thing, like no one ever got close to me. Everybody stayed within the torchlight. There was no one out there
No,
like looking around.
there were gnolls walking past, but being that they weren't looking for you and you were just kind of standing there, it was really hard for them to find you. Because I assume
Okay.
you were pretty well hidden, especially if no one's looking for you. It's hard
Yeah.
to notice you. So
So I don't mind the idea of going back there again, because then I don't have to worry about wraiths like sneaking up on me because I'm far away from the ruins. And as far as I know, no one's looking for me, so I should be fine.
Alright, so you're moving to the same spot to keep an eye out?
Yeah. I'll still go back. Like at this point, it's probably like 8 o'clock. So like I'll still go back for the long rest. But I'm just again like if I can see the church, cool. If I can see who's going in, cool. If not, I'm just checking out, seeing big movements of troops or people coming and going.
Give me a d20 roll.
I already did one, so somebody else's turn.
I never saw it.
I rolled the 10 earlier. Nothing
Bro,
happened.
I don't see that in the chat log, bro. Making up
give
numbers
me a
now.
d100 roll.
Whose roll triggered the D100?
Cav.
All right, I'll do it.
The heck is that?
Oh, that's me copy and pasting my earlier roll
Bro,
of 10 when he
you
says they didn't
whispered
see it.
Dude, it's not there.
No, I didn't whisper at all. Just shut the fuck up.
There's no roll there. What are you talking about?
Okay.
That's lighting.
So Fitzgerald, you could swear you see the shadows moving in these ruins as you move past. But luckily, they either don't notice you or don't approach you as you go out into the knoll area. Give me a stealth check. Anyone? All right. So you're keeping an eye out invisibly. It's almost impossible for anything to see you, especially all these non-combatants. You would notice throughout the evening a couple more of the soldiers / warriors return from the east as well as from the north. And you would also see at around 9:30 a huge knoll, bigger than any that you've ever seen, comes out of the church. The 4 guardian gnolls quickly giving a wide berth as it lets out an angry growl and starts moving northwest through the town, up towards the gates where you lose sight of it. At about 11 o'clock, you would see a bunch of larger gnolls, look similar to the Flynn's, gathering outside, followed by a procession of guards. You would count 10 of them, and at about 11:30, they all go into the church there. You would guess those are the leaders that Nathaniel was talking about. They look like Flynn's, so that makes you a little bit worried at how powerful.
You said they came out of the church and then they went back in? Or...
No, a big one came out.
Yeah, and he went this way.
Yeah. That you weren't sure what that was, as it looked almost like some kind of like aberration of like a gnoll and some kind of weird gigantic thing. But the actual, what you assumed were the leaders, because they were the biggest ones that you saw. Well, the bigger ones other than that abomination went in at 11:30.
So like right now it's 11:30 and I just saw them go inside, like cutting to present.
Them and their about 20 or so bodyguards,
and they all
smaller soldiers.
They all pile in, and the 4 that were earlier there, the ones that look like they actually have classes, left with the big one heading this way.
No, the 4 of them are still there. Just
okay,
the
cool.
one left.
Okay.
The 4 of them look like they might be, you don't know if they're permanent guards, but at least they've been staying there most of the day. Although, as the leaders go in, the 4 go in with them.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
So there's no one actually guarding the cathedral right now. The door. I mean, there's gnolls around, but there's no one guarding the door. Like the door.
Everybody's inside the cathedral.
Yeah, at 11:30, they're all inside.
Okay. How long does it take him to get back to the party?
Like 10 minutes, if that.
Okay.
All right.
So-
we head back to the group at 11:30.
And I get to the party and I say, I'm pretty sure all 10 leaders are in the building right now, along with all their bodyguards and the 4 that were guarding the doors. Everybody's inside that building right now.
Do it.
Like right now, then let's do
Yeah.
it.
I will say, I also, and like no one else was anywhere near to be able to see the encampment. So the only person that saw the huge one was me. Correct?
Yeah.
So then I would also mention that I saw the biggest gnoll I've ever. Is it like halfway to like a giant size kind of thing?
Yeah. It's Do you have
8
religion?
feet? No, I don't have religion.
Does anyone have religion?
Yep.
Religion might
Well,
tell you something.
I mean, jack of all trades, so yeah.
Yeah, religion.
He
might tell
always
you
has
something.
religion. He rolled the 12 blue.
So that sounds like an avatar of Yinogu, which are like a kind of like this legendary beast that is very strong and probably beyond the abilities of your group. It's like I don't want to say like an angel, but like the equivalent of like one of Yinagu's angels, if Yinagu was like a deity.
One of his agents sent
Yeah.
to help the
One of
cultists.
his agents sent to the mortal world. If that's what that was. That's what it sounds like to you, though.
But yeah, I'll sigh a little bit because it's kind of rushed. But I'm like, I think now's a good chance.
We do it. Do it.
Been telling you to do it all night, and now you decide to do it after I've
Oh
burned
my-
through all.
Well,
of my
if we had
spells.
done it earlier, they wouldn't be in there now, would they? So thanks for waiting. You're
He
welcome.
has a point.
So let's go.
we would have taken out the big baddie instead.
Let's just
Uh,
go.
So you're all heading over there?
I'm sure the mythical deity would have been inconvenienced by the collapsing roof.
Alright, so the group goes above ground into the ruins. Give me another d20 roll. It's pretty late. And again, you see the shadows around you flickering a bit. I think it would be Nathaniel Fitz who notices with your high perception. There's definitely things moving around in the darkness. Ooh. D100 roll. Yeah, everyone keeps rolling really low on these. Okay.
Oh my lord.
666. Oh my god. She is the Antichrist. I knew it.
Listen, you don't know nothing about me, okay?
You follow Shar, enough said.
Oh my god, you didn't even know what that was a couple of minutes ago.
Alright, so you move out once again, kind of in the area you were in, getting a good view on the cathedral. I assume you're going to try to cast a spell from here.
Yeah, because it's 500 feet, right? So we can cast it from the doorway.
500 feet.
Yep.
Okay.
500 feet with a total area of effect of 100 feet.
Which is pretty big.
Yeah. Do you want me to link the spell, Lou? Was that helpful?
Not just yet, because there was a 666 rolled.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean,
Is Char gonna show up and help me?
there's a special D&D rule when someone rolls a 666.
Or at least a random encounter. So, as you are approaching, you kind of get to the same area you were in last time. And let's see, everyone I think is out except Fitz.
Ta-da.
Why does it put you out with 3 bows on you? That's really weird.
It's my feet. I get one bow in each hand.
The Rebos.
Let's
Shoot
fix
one
that
with your
real
mouth.
quick. Alright, so you're kind of in the same area you were in last time. As you approach getting into position, you would see once again the shadows moving and coming at you. I need some initiative rolls. I assume
Sweet
Nathaniel
Christ.
has his light again.
I would have had my light out.
Whoa, wait. Why is my...
Why is your what?
I'm at 25 HP. I don't remember taking... damage.
Well, it would be reflecting the number on your sheet, I believe.
Hold on.
Didn't you take a hit from that golem? Like it's been 2 sessions. I thought-
Did I take a hit from last time? Because I didn't take a hit while I was there.
I thought you were in the fight with the golem, but we did short rest since then, so I don't know.
It says in my sheet I have 43 I have full health and then 24 temp, and I guess it just read I don't know. It says I have max health, and then someone put in the temp HP that I had 24. I don't know because
I don't know why you
when
did
I was here
24
for the
temp.
session I didn't get hit, and then
Didn't you though?
I don't think I did. I could go
Mine's
back and
messed up.
watch.
Would you know?
Mine's
if you had?
messed up too.
Alright,
Oh,
you're tripping me
well,
up.
are you using the Roll20 sheet?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I deleted the 24 in the temporary hit points section, but on the sheet it says I have 43 out of 43, and then on my token it says I have 25.
Alright, let me just try pulling
Mine was a little off too, Deska. I just had like on my sheet it said 51, but my token was 45. So it looks like it was stuck on whatever the last fight was for me.
That's the thing though, about I didn't get hit last.
Alright, I'll just pull your tokens out again. Maybe something was being weird.
No. Yeah, mine's good now, but yeah.
You might have to put your markings back on again.
Oh yeah, okay. Now it seems.
Why do you have so many
Right.
markings on you, Deska?
I don't know. I just got here,
Desco, why are you just fucking
and
everything
there's a
up?
bunch of new
Jeez.
buttons now. What is happening?
Oh yeah, you weren't here for that.
No.
Well,
Deska is the true jack of all trades. Can carry 15 weapons at once.
So lost, dude. Okay.
well, the buttons
I'll put 'em-
make sense because I gave everyone some new buttons for their characters.
I just see the mouth.
Alright, there you go.
But yeah, okay. Everything seems
When you
right.
get a chance, you need to give me light and dark vision. Because
Yeah.
it hasn't been 8 hours.
Go
Did,
ahead and mark yourself with. If you have a light source, yeah, mark yourself with the light bulb, and I'll.
I don't have access to the battle thing because it's not my turn.
Oh well, you can still mark it with the lens. You might just have to scroll down a bit. On
Really
the.
hard to find things now that you had to 25 million icons. I have no idea where it is.
I think it's kind of close to the bottom, but I can also take a look. Let me see. You have dark vision, and
Which one is the light one? I see 2 light ones.
it's the light bulb.
Well, there's 2 light bulbs.
light bulb.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So who else had dark vision? Nathaniel and Kavarius.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. 'Cause that's 8 hours, 60 feet, and Nathaniel had the light source. All right.
And I've got my bells.
So you don't have to be in the places I pulled you out. You can adjust yourselves if you
Okay.
want.
Yeah, because I definitely would not.
Is that light set up right? It's showing 40 feet. Shouldn't it only be 20?
It's 20 and 20.
Okay.
Dark vision. Well, dark vision makes dim light bright, so that's why you're seeing it as 40.
Yep.
Because the dim light it's giving off is showing as regular light.
So where did we think they were coming from? Oh, well, whatever.
You wouldn't know that yet, so arrange yourselves and then I'll show you where they're coming from. Alright, so they are coming from 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 of them from some from the north, and then 2 from the east. And give me initiative rolls.
Again? I never did. I have to.
Yeah, I
had to
delete
delete the tokens.
Sorry.
They're really good initiative too.
I think I rolled exactly the same.
Should I be able to see them, or can I only see them if they walked into this light sword?
Oh, I got half.
You might be able to see them now, depending on your vision.
I have 300 and I don't see anybody.
They're also, with the way the low light works, it's really hard to see tokens.
So you would kind of see one over here.
I see them now.
Kind of see one over here.
Ah,
One over here. And one down here. Alright, so
Okay.
the first person to act as they come floating towards the group is Desco.
Okay, I would, in my 6 second of timing to talk, I would say that to the group, north and east. And then, okay, they're pretty far. I don't have my thing out. I will steady aim
Okay.
and shoot a guiding bolt at this one.
Can you steady aim non-weapon attacks?
Pretty sure you can. Let me find it so I can. Actually, hold on, do it here.
You might be able to, I just don't remember.
Yeah, on your next attack roll it says.
Yeah, okay. So you steady aim, gaining advantage as you fire at the one coming from the northwest.
Cool. I gotta get from this here. But I can.
14 would be enough as he is struck by radiant energy. Taking 20 points of radiant damage. And granting advantage to the next attack on him. Anything else?
Alright. That will be my turn. We're back in it.
Alright, so the Wraith flies towards you, angrily screeching. The warmth of life does not belong here. As he rushes, trying to grab you. A life drain attack. 22 versus AC.
That hits. He moved far.
He does 29 necrotic.
Ooh, I will uncanny.
Okay, so you move with the hit, reducing it to 14, and I need a con save.
Oh, we always make those.
Are you wounded, Cavarius?
I sure am.
Alright. So Deska, you are drained for 14 life, reducing your total by 14.
Okay,
Your max total.
Your max, yeah.
yeah, I'm,
So just record your real total somewhere. Cavarius, what are you gonna do?
I am going to rage.
There is a rage button now in the marks.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we are. Take a step forward. Reckless and great weapon.
well, you would know. He's the one I hit, so. You don't have to reckless. You already have advantage.
Oh, okay. Then I will just do the great weapon rage.
Okay, 21 will strike him as you slash him with your magical axe.
29.
So he is struck for 29 damage, looking close to death.
And then I hit for 16. Or I swing.
You swing again, striking for 12 plus 9 is 21, which would fell him. Anything else?
That will be it for me.
Okay. The Wraith to the north is going to fly south 60 feet towards the group. And I guess double move coming in here. Nathaniel.
I'm gonna do my survival movement real quick.
Yeah, so as a reaction, you quickly... Remember, the rocks are difficult terrain, so you might not be able to move that far.
Oh. So if I do like 10 there and then 5 there, is that correct?
Yeah, that would work.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just looking up one quick thing just so I make sure I don't screw this up.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to I'll say I'm going to split.
Split.
There's one down here too, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think you can see the ones outside of the 60 feet right now.
What about I thought I had dark vision to 300 feet.
No, you have dark vision
No.
60 feet.
Oh, 60.
Arnis just gave you regular one, yeah.
Gotcha. Shoot. Let's go ahead and I will bonus action mock the guy next to me. Sorry, you're already dead. You're gonna die again now.
Alright, he is unsettled by your words.
And then I will use my last 4th level spell to cast Phantasma Killer on him.
Alright. Could you give me the description?
Yep.
So you chant, tapping into, once again, the nightmares of a wraith.
Little white bunny starts peering in his head.
Not sure if he's actually afraid of bunnies, but I'll give him an
Wind.
wisdom save.
I mean, would he have ever seen a bunny in his life?
You don't know how old these wraiths are, maybe. If they were from the surface, they may have.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, but he would make that roll. So I think...
With the -7, no, he would
Oh,
not.
right. -7. So that would be 12, 13, 14. Okay. So he would fail then and be affected. Go ahead and put a concentration timer on yourself.
Concentration. Timer. Why did the timer not go on? That's weird. Lets me input the value and then it doesn't go on.
It should be on there. I see it.
Yeah, it took a minute. And then I'm going to kind of screw Arnis, and I am going to move here and then here, and it would get a reaction against me, but it would be at disadvantage.
Alright, it swings at you.
These are rolling in.
It's a lot of 21s it's rolling. I think... Yeah.
Yeah, that would hit. Well... yeah, I'm gonna let it hit me.
You'll allow it? Alright.
I will allow
Ooh. 30 necrotic.
Fuck! Okay. Ouch.
God.
Talk.
So I need one.
Yeah.
First, I need a con save for your health total.
Okay.
See if it's reduced. Okay, so you're
Yep.
fine there. Now I need a DC 15 concentration check.
Yep. Do I have inspirations? I do. Do I want to use it here? No, I'm gonna go ahead and risk it.
Ah,
Yeah.
for
Let's
the best.
go.
All right. So yes, you even though you feel your life being heavily drained by that attack, you manage to hold concentration.
So that's bonus action, action, and movement.
All right. So you hear an angry.
Oh, I would say to the group to not attack this one.
Okay. You hear an angry screech coming from the southeast as one flies into view. Then it moves again, engaging Arnis and ending its turn. Fitz.
Fitz is gonna go. Let's see
My
where.
Arnis.
There was 4 total. So one's dead, one's here, one's here. Where's the other one?
You might
'Cause I haven't-
not see it yet. You heard something coming from this direction.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go. Would these count as difficult to concrane since there's like a rock on the picture, or are they fine?
I'll just let you move over those. That's fine.
Okay.
You can step around it quickly.
So I'm going to move 40 to here,
Yeah.
and then bonus action dash because I have to get out of the light. So I'll in. So that's 50 feet of movement so far.
Yeah.
First attack against this gentleman from the darkness.
Okay.
And I think before I had advantage being in the darkness, so I'm going to roll 3 times, so 21's the total.
Yeah. So you would shoot him from behind as he engages Arnis, doing 13 points of damage.
And then the
Magic
second attack,
shot bow.
24.
Yeah, that would strike as well.
And then ignore the sneak attack, it's just the Dread Ambusher, so another 13.
All right. Anything else?
I'm going to move this way. That's it.
All right, Arnis.
All right, so the torch thing, it's 20 feet of bright light, then 20 feet of dim light, correct?
Yeah.
So from where our glowing beacon of Nathaniel
So
is.
you're still in the bright light right now.
Okay, so if I step here,
Yeah, you'd be. In
I'm
the
out of
light.
it. All right, so I step here, and I'm going to take 2 pokes at this bastard.
Okay. Up. So 13 would just hit it. Your first punch,
Okay.
as there's a
Ooh.
flash of radiant energy.
So I hit damage, we're just waiting, I guess.
All right.
I think we go 11.
11 points. All right. The creature looks wounded from that hit.
Really? Okay, then I hit it again.
Okay. 18 will strike again as you punch it a second time. Another radiant flash for another 11.
All right, and then we are going to shadow step because I'm in the shadows.
It looks like it is near death.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to shadow step to here, 60 feet, and that's it. It's my turn.
All right. Go ahead and link the ability. Okay. That's right. It's a bonus action.
Yep.
Okay. So that is it for you. So you're in complete darkness right now, right? Or are you in
It says yes.
Yeah. But you have dark vision, I think. So you would.
Are you
see-
asking me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
So you
I do.
would see this wraith fly at you.
I thought it was 2 from the east and 2 from the north. Is that what you described it to us? Is that what you
I
said when you started?
2 from the north and 2 from the east. Yes. That is true.
Okay.
So this is the 4th one. He is going
Uh,
to fly over at you, and he is
All
going
right.
to try to. So he's right here. He is going to try to attack with his life drain. 20 versus AC.
it hits.
All Alright, so he grasps you doing 29 necrotic.
Oh, these damage rolls. You need to quit it, Lou.
Dude, they have been hitting.
Oh, this is
hard.
normal for Wraiths. Wraiths are nasty.
Oh my god.
They're easy to kill, but if you get a small group of them, they can brutalize you.
Yeah. So, Arnis, you are pretty nastily drained as you become wounded, and I need a con save.
It killed.
Yeah, you didn't see this one before, but after moving, you would have seen him with your dark vision, I believe.
I'm trying the roll. I'm trying the roll. It's not doing anything.
You
So.
might just be lagging a bit. It took a while for your damage.
Okay, let's go.
Dude, I don't know. It's something about.
Alright, well, not sure what's going on with Deska,
I
but
think Char's taking
one
control.
of the Wraiths cast Hideous Laughter, I think. She's on the
14 beats it, right?
Yeah, so 14 would just make it. So you are wounded, but you don't get your life drained. So go ahead and mark yourself as wounded. That's it for that one. Deska.
It was something about him moving into the shadows and then being like, I thought there was only two.
Yeah.
Okay,
Where
anyway.
did this
Well,
other one come
I
from?
thought the other. I thought,
No, see,
I thought
Arnis-
the other two came from the north. I thought the other two came from the north, so that was.
Arnis is doing his Batman thing, and then there's a Wraith also doing a Batman
Yeah.
thing.
You may have adopted the dark. I was born in it.
I don't know what it was. Alright, I will steady aim once again.
Burn! Alright, you do steady
And-
aim.
Guiding bolt.
Oh,
that-
Alright. So you chant channeling energies. Oh yeah, 19 will strike as he's blasted. Ow. 15. That will not kill him though. He is badly wounded,
Wow.
but still alive.
I don't like. I end my turn.
Alright. The Wraith is dead, so Kavarius.
Oh, my lungs hurt.
Alright. I know that he told me not to attack him, but he's there.
You're not my mom! Ah!
Various.
Nathaniel, you just hear a little sigh as you run past Nathaniel. But,
What fight?
Reckless as well.
oh, well, that's a crit.
Crit. Kill him in one blow.
So 37 now. That will wound him, and he gets a saving throw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathaniel, is that when he takes the damage, or at the end of his turn, or both?
Definitely at the end of his turn.
I want to say he gets one when he
Target
gets
must
hit.
make a wisdom saving throw on fail save. Target becomes forever at the end of each target's turns. No, actually. Let me.
Nope, it does not get to save from getting hit.
Yeah, it
Wow.
doesn't get
Interesting.
saves from damage.
That's a much better spell.
Very better spell.
Oh, this is 4th
Alright.
level. Alright, so he is struck once. The
Not that he's
second
bad, or he's going to
attack
be killed anyway.
is 13, which would just hit. Oh, for another 26. And he is near death, but still alive.
With my great weapon master, when I crit,
yeah.
I get an additional attack.
As a bonus action, that is correct.
Forgot.
So,
Did you use your bonus action for something else, or are you...
nope, I have only moved and attacked.
Alright, so go ahead and take a third attack. But 12 will miss.
Alright,
Anything else?
that'll be it.
Alright, the Wraith goes and would like to return the favor. He will attack
that-
you with advantage.
Disadvantage.
Oh, because he can see you,
Right.
so it's a wash.
Yeah, it's a wash.
19.
It's
You take 22 necrotic, which I believe you have to 11, right?
correct.
Because you are bear totem. And I need a con save, please. Yeah, so you resist the life drain, shrugging off his necrotic energies. And when does he take Phantasmal Killer damage?
He gets the wisdom save first, and then if he fails, he takes
at the end of the
damage.
turn. Okay.
Yep.
So, wisdom save.
DC 16.
Oh, no, he has definitely failed.
Mm.
He is slain by psychic energies as he is ripped asunder. That is it for the Wraith, Nathaniel. You are no longer concentrating.
No longer concentrating.
As
I am
your
also
spell
out of
fades.
everything but level 1
Stupid
let's-
Wraiths.
used all my stuff on that one thing that Kavarius basically killed.
Well, you know.
Let's see.
You got a dagger.
No, I will basically fearing for Arnis's life. I will say, Arnis, you're kind of out there on your own, man. You're gonna die out there if I don't help you. So don't die. You know, you're okay. You're not great, but you're okay. And so I'm inspiring you, Arnis, with
Strangely inspiring.
and I will go ahead and viciously mock this one to see if it will die for me.
Okay. You attack him with psychic energies. Ooh, well,
2 damage. Let's go. 2 damage. Come on.
your heart wasn't in that insult.
You hurt my feelings.
Well, your heart really wasn't in it because he does not care.
And I will go ahead and step behind Cav and say, you should also try not to die. I'm not inspiring. I'm just saying that out of in RP.
Yeah. Alright, so this one did not like that Arnis punched him, so he's going to fly and follow Arnis.
Oh.
Getting flank.
This is where we lose our
Ooh, 26.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
14 necrotic. Well, that wasn't as good of a roll.
Woo! Let's get back to averages, my dude.
Nope.
Alright, so unfortunately, though, you do lose 14 from your total, bringing you down to 37, I think?
Yeah.
And you take 14 damage, which puts you very much near death.
Yep.
So just make sure you record your actual total HP somewhere. And that is it for the Wraith. Fitz.
I'm going to take a shot at this one right here that just flanked my boy.
Okay, so as it runs up and attacks Arnis, you take aim, firing at him. Oh yeah, that would hit. By the way, Arnis, this is the mark for near death now, so you can take off the wounded. They're both pretty close to the top of the list there. But you would strike the first one for 15.
Yeah,
Would
and that's
kill him.
this one. Thank God. Then I'm going to bonus action stealth, and then I'll just move a little bit more into the shadows. So
Okay.
stealth.
Go ahead and roll stealth. So the Wraith looks north, but does not see you, obviously. Arnis.
I'm going to attack.
Alright, they're going after this bastard. Yeah, 22 will strike him, the first hit. Doing 11. Another 11. This is a flash of light. 10 will unfortunately miss as he dodges out of the way.
Oh.
And then we're going to step of the wind. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50.
So you disengage
60.
as a bonus action.
No, I don't have to disengage. I'm shadow stepping.
Oh, you're gonna teleport.
Yep.
Do your shadow step. So wait, did you step of the wind or shadow step?
Shadow step. Use
Okay.
them.
Gotcha. Alright, so you, as he looks like he's getting ready to counterattack, you suddenly vanishing, although he did see where you went, because he can clearly see you up there.
Is that 60 feet, though?
You still have movement, don't you? Can't you still move after you teleport?
Do you want to move more?
I do.
Alright,
Yeah.
where are you moving to? 'Cause you did see
Where's the
these
cave?
things, like, fly across the... Oh, the cave is back this way. towards the ruins.
Okay.
Yeah, you did see these things have quite a bit of flight.
Yeah.
So that's 40. And then
Hup.
I am going to, for my bonus action,
Yeah.
I am going to do quickened healing on myself.
I think you used your bonus action to
You
shadow step.
I don't believe Shadow Step requires me to do that, does it? Let me look.
It does.
Does it? Yeah, it does. Nope, that's it. Nope. Yeah, correct. I'm done.
Alright, so this guy starts to fly at you, then kind of realizes you're kind of far away. So, Fitch, you rolled really good on your stealth. Didn't
I only
you?
rolled a 13 now.
Oh, only a 13? Oh, alright, we're doing that then.
What?
So he flies up this way, and he is going to come at you with disadvantage as he hears you moving around. 15? Oh, that's
that
a
meat.
match. You got
Yeah, it
it.
is.
Good.
No, I got nothing.
No reaction. All right, so no.
Wait,
you
just
got
say good?
Can I see them? I don't
Me,
know.
I
You
said
don't-
goodness, as in oh no.
Can I see?
You can see up to 60 feet with your dark vision, so you can see him. You can't see Fitz.
Okay, I can't see fit. But can I see the action?
Yeah, you saw him attack Fitz in the edge of your dark vision.
My last first level spell.
All right, silvery barbs.
Yep.
You have a lot of last spells, Nathaniel. All right.
You know what, Lou? You keep.
You know
Okay.
what? All right, so go ahead and spend your reaction. Who are you giving advantage to?
I will give advantage to Deska since he's next in the turn order.
Hey.
All right, so Deska, you gain advantage, and the creature must roll again. Oh, that would miss.
And then I get the fuck out. Fuck you.
You as well spend your reaction. Nathaniel and Fitz spend their reactions. And that is it for the Wraith. Deska.
Hey.
Wraith looks around confused. He does hear you move, so he kind of looks towards where you went. Oh, and you can mark yourself as invisible, Fitz.
Oh, I didn't know that was actually a thing.
Yeah, one of the marks is invisible. Yeah.
I'm a ninja.
Well, I'm going to bolt.
Alright, so you channel energies, firing a guiding bolt, and strike him. Pew. Taking 15 points of damage. He still looks pretty tough. But he turns around and screeches at you, Deska.
Deska, you'll see the magics that irradiated around her when she cast the spell dissipate. And she looks tired, and she will back it on up, because she can still move.
You always look tired, though.
In my turn. Oh, I still have a bonus action. I will... Never mind. In my turn.
Alright. Kavarius.
We're gonna do, because I can't see him.
You can hear him moving around in the shadows out there.
I mean, wouldn't he been lit? Doesn't guiding bolt like show like they have a
doesn't-
shimmer off of them?
Does it
does.
light him up?
I thought that was Sacred Flame.
That's Sacred Flame.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of something.
You
else.
did hear me yell, fuck you, so...
You didn't link the description.
Oh, I'm doing it
Come
right
on,
now.
Come on, Deska. Jeez.
God,
Alright,
it's almost
wait,
like you
no,
have
no.
a D&D.
Hold on, I hit the wrong button. Alright, listen.
Alright,
I'm not a spellcaster here, alright?
Yeah, it says there's a mystical dim light. Doesn't really give a radius. Sure, I'll say he's got a dim light of 5 feet, because that's the minimum. Because it does say there's a dim light.
Twilight.
Here you go.
I can't get to him.
What is We'll play down here.
So I'm gonna dash to get to him, but I'm gonna lose my rage.
You have something you can
If he
throw at
doesn't
him?
attack you.
No, I don't have anything. Actually,
Do you?
Pick up a rock and throw it at him. Would
Throw a
allow
rock
that?
at him. I
Can
mean,
I-
you could probably just throw a rock at him if you want to move 30 feet and not dash.
okay.
Pretty sure if you get in his face, he might just attack you instead. But I don't know
Yeah,
how
you,
far
well,
your
you
dash
would.
would be.
Yeah, I think you have to be attacked before your next turn, right? Is that how it
Yeah,
works?
if he attacks him before his turn ends, before it gets back to his turn, he has to be attacked or attacked.
You can throw an
I'll-
improvised rock if you want.
Sure, we'll do that.
It would be just d20 plus strength modifier. So
Nothing.
no, 11 would not be enough. It just kind of flies past him.
And I'll just bellow at him, try to get his attention.
Oh, all right. So that is it for you, Nathaniel.
Let's see. He's right at range. Nathaniel will viciously mock him. Look, you're so weak that we're going to be able to kill you with rocks.
Let's see. He found that offensive, so he takes 7 psychic.
He has disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay.
And yeah, none of you guys need inspiration. Well, actually, no. I'll give Kavarius inspiration just in case he does get attacked. Good job throwing those rocks, Kavarius. That was very impressive. You can throw a rock like a 5-year-old. It's awesome.
Strangely compelling.
Strangely
Alright.
inspired.
So, Fitz.
Fitz is going to take a shot at this fucker, because fuck him. That's it. That's my TED talk.
Alright,
else
so
do
you
we
have
roll?
advantage. First one would strike.
And then I'm going to attempt. I'm going to bonus action stealth, and oh my god, these stealth rolls! And I'm going to go 1, 2 over here.
He's not a rook.
So you hit him for what, 20?
Yes.
So he is very wounded from that attack. And anything else?
Nope. I just moved half speed to over there because I'm stealthing.
Arnis?
15, 30, 40. We're going to go there. And then I am going to burn all 8 key points.
8
Healing
key
yourself.
points.
Yeah, healing myself. So that's going to be all of my key points, El Gonzo.
Alright, how much do you gain?
Yeah, I got to roll it. So I get 4 hit dice. I can't do it off the character sheet. I just have to do it over here. Off of
Yeah.
the
Probably.
Okay. 14.
Alright, so you feel a bit better. You are no longer near death, just wounded. Or wait, actually, you'd be okay since your life total is only 37. The Wraith goes. Well, sort of see fits, but I think it's gonna come at Kavarius.
What monk ability was that?
Flying over at you. Oh, did you link the ability, Arnis?
Not yet.
Alright.
It's not me. It's lovely roll 20. It's waiting. It'll pop.
Kavarius.
It's quickened healing.
It would attack you, but it does have disadvantage.
Yep.
16?
Misses.
Alright, so you dodge out of the way as it grasps at you, ending its turn. Deska.
Okay. Kinda far away now. Ooh. I will move. Bonus action and dash. I think that's close enough. Let me check.
You would have had some difficult terrain over those rocks.
Oh. Oh, because I cut the. Well,
Yeah.
if I moved like. Oh.
If you want to move over them, it just would have taken you a little longer. So I think either way, it would be more movement. Because I think if you went around, it would have been 80 feet. I think. I don't know. Where'd you start?
I'm pretty sure I started right there.
Yeah, so that would have been 80 feet of movement to get where you want to get.
Even if I went this way, like this.
Wouldn't that be 20 and 60?
20 and 60, yeah.
Yeah, so it would have been 80 feet of movement.
Oh wait, no, this is 60 total right here.
Oh, alright, so then that would have been 60 feet of movement.
Okay, so and then I throw my dagger at him, returning dagger.
Alright. Huck your returning dagger.
Ooh.
Yeah,
If only it was
24
that
will
50.
strike.
Alright, ignore the crit.
So 14 damage would be exactly his current HP.
Let's go.
You poof away as your dagger returns to your hand.
Now let's hurry up and cast a spell.
Alright, the wraiths are slain. You don't see anyone coming over here this time.
There must be, and like realistically, like what's like a minute has passed, 2 minutes have passed.
Yeah, it's been very little time.
Alright, let's
So
do
you're gonna
this.
try to cast the spell now?
That's what we came here for, right?
Do we have all of our assets? Like, can you? I don't want to like. Obviously, I want to RP this, but you know the things that we talked about last time is guidance and bardic
Yes.
inspiration.
Let's go put a hand on her chest and take a deep breath, and at the same time cast guidance on herself.
And I have bardic inspiration, so I would say, thank you for finally getting to the thing that we could have done a long time ago. But I'm glad we're finally here. Go ahead and do it now. And you feel strangely inspired by those words.
Jessica chooses to no longer understand common.
Alright, so you need to make a d20 roll with your, I think, wisdom modifier plus d8 plus, was it d4?
D4, and I'll also use inspiration on this roll.
Probably a good idea.
So
Here it is, guys. Here
my
it is.
modifier, so +2.
I don't know why
So
you're so
it's-
fucking excited.
Roll
Well, because session was exactly like
20.
last session, except for this.
plus 2, and then I can roll the other two things separately.
Well, if you had cast it last section, you might not have gotten any of the cultists because you didn't know if any of them were in there.
Alright,
Oh, no.
we're-
Alright.
Do it.
So roll 1d20.
Alright,
That's my
so
first one. I gotta roll it one more
13,
time.
Pretty good.
13. Okay, D8.
13 plus d8.
I'm gonna roll the D4 first. 2.
Okay.
15. And
Oh,
There it is!
Woo! Shit.
Good. Alright.
25. How many degrees of success is that?
So there is a. Go ahead and link the spell.
Sure.
here we
No,
This is
goddamn
nice
it.
slog.
much blood on our hands.
Alright, so there is a rumbling as you begin to chant, summoning your divine energies.
Star guide me.
Let me check something.
I've read the spell enough times I can explain it to you if it's helpful, but also feel free to read
You've
it.
been wanting to cast this spell.
I've been really wanting to cast this spell. Ever since I got it, I've been waiting for this moment to use it. So thank you, Deska, for making this happen.
Yeah, Deska's she's twisted, but me, I'm happy. I want to see what happens.
Alright, so you're channeling the energy
That's not funny, artist.
into the building, right?
Yeah, we're aiming for the church specifically, right?
Yeah, like the 100 feet right underneath the church would be my suggestion as the target.
Yeah.
And I would have said that before he started casting.
Where do you want this?
Where do you want this earthquake? You like a
On
construction
top of
worker?
us.
Like, hey, got 100 feet of earthquake. Where should I put it?
Alright, this last 1 minute.
The building takes 15 bludgeoning damage every turn. Until the spell ends.
Man, you've made my character a mass murderer if this goes well.
So that's
No, the building. Did you say 15 or 50?
He said 50.
5
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I was doing the math. I was looking at building damages the other day, and it's debatable as if the church would survive or not. Was basically as I was reading things.
Oh man. 5d6.
Alright,
depends on-
so there's a bunch of rumbling. As a lot of the Idagu cultists, the gnolls are all looking around, and a bunch of them are running, screaming. As everything is starting to shake, large chunks of the ceiling are starting to come crashing down all around. The structure is definitely taking damage as you see it beginning to collapse as you're holding the spell.
Many fissures would be opening up all around that 100 feet, which people might be falling into as well.
God, what have you done? What have I?
You cast it! What?
Oh, Justin's gonna have a fucking breakdown.
So, yeah, you see large chunks of rock falling kind of all around this place as the earthquake intensifies. In fact, there are also some rocks falling around you a little bit. Or at least parts of the cave are collapsing. Give me a d20 roll.
Y'all better protect me as
I-
don't let it fall.
Nathaniel must make this roll. He hasn't rolled yet. He has to make this roll.
Do we die?
Oh!
God. Well, alright
Well.
guys, what's your next character looking like? You
I
know?
need everyone to make a dex save.
I don't
the
like
question-
this.
Everybody use inspiration if you have it.
I use my inspiration to cast this spell.
Ah.
I choose to fit. No, let me go ahead and get on this. Hold on.
Do you have evasion fits?
Oh, I'm dead.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Oh god, that's good.
Alright,
I
so
deserve
there
this.
is a huge collapse in your area as well. You see like lights going out as just several areas of the cave come crashing down, like completely burying some of these places. So you all would also be hit.
You know, if
Taking-
Laz misses me dying, he's gonna be so upset.
We're all tapped for resources.
Oh
dude.
yeah, I'm gonna die if anything hits me. I was low.
Oh, thank God, those ones.
29
that's-
bludgeoning.
What was
Guess
the
what,
DC?
guys?
Sorry, DC. What was? I guess it wouldn't be the earthquake DC. I'll go with 14.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, yeah, only 2 people made it.
Jessica had 29 health.
So at this point the building is mostly destroyed, but your earthquake spell stops. However, there is still a lot of rumbling as the whole structure has been, like, this whole area has been destabilized. And you said you went unconscious, Deska?
Yes, I am down.
Did
Cav
anyone
is
else
up.
go unconscious?
Cav is also down.
Alright, so you guys, you would see the two of them partially buried in rocks as like a huge chunk of cave comes crashing down on the group. What are you all gonna do? The spell has stopped, but things are still collapsing everywhere.
I would yell at Laz to grab Cav, and I will grab Deska and drag her back into the doorway.
Alright,
Okay.
who's ready to roll some saves?
I
boys?
have 2. Okay, so I have 2 spell slots remaining. I'm going to do a Cure Wounds on both of them.
You son of
Okay, so you're gonna take another round to do Cure Wounds. Give me a d20 roll.
Want me to do it again?
Is that my turn?
No, go for it.
Let Arnis go for it.
I go, Arnis.
I can't do worse than you clowns. Oh my god.
Yeah, clowns. Clowns, Arnis.
Join the circus, baby. Come on.
I'll give you the d100 roll, Arnis. Arnis or whoever wants to make it.
Oh, it's got to be Arnis. He said clowns.
Welcome to Clown College. Yeah, exactly.
Fitz, how much HP did I get back?
Oh.
91.
Well, I don't know if I've been allowed to do it yet or not. So.
Oh, okay.
All right. So there is a smaller collapse as you're about to do this, Fitz. So,
What a way.
Arnis, give me a deck save. Whoa. As a chunk of cave comes collapsing in around you. Oh god. Oh no. Do you have any reaction to that?
I have evasion
Oh well, that will help.
as a monk.
Okay.
As a monk,
Imagine if
so
I had evasion.
So
Wouldn't
the
matter.
smaller collapse does 14, which I think you just half, right? Because of
Thank
evasion.
God
Nope.
for the ones.
nope. If I well, depends. What was my roll for? That's what I guess I need to know.
Was that you being buried by the rocks? I can.
You only take no damage if you make the save. So
Yeah,
since you
you have
didn't
to
make the
make-
save,
Correct.
you take.
Yeah, I did.
All right, so
Yeah.
you take half
So,
damage.
so I would have.
All right,
I
so
take
you
half
take
damage.
7. I assume you're still up.
Yeah,
Oh,
actually, I'm gonna. I've
Like,
never
is
used an
it
inspiration
possible?
Point, so.
Because like I don't see us just standing around trying to heal while things are collapsing on us. So if they successfully grab the two as we're running away,
All right,
can I just
well,
like tap them?
So wait, who's grabbing who?
Yeah,
Lazarus
fair.
grabbing Cav because he's the strongest person we have.
Yeah.
Lazarus. Okay, Cav, how much do you weigh with all your gear?
900 pounds.
My gear is 82 pounds.
How much
Oh, that's
do
not
you
a
weigh?
lot.
Probably all in total, probably around 300.
So 382.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me check Laz really quick. Oh god, this guy's heavy.
This miniature cave-in though, do we take damage?
What do you mean? Do we take damage? Oh no, the miniature cave-in was just Arnis. I mean, it was like a small area, but he happened to be in it, so he just
Yeah,
took
I mean-
7.
I was trying to say I wanted to use one of my inspiration points, but Fitz was talking, so I don't know if you heard me. So I'll take it, but that's fine.
Use your inspiration point for what?
To re-roll the deck save with my evasion to take no
that's-
damage.
So that's not how inspiration works. You have to use it before you roll, and you get advantage.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
So you would have to say it before you rolled, and then you get to roll twice and take the higher.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you only took the 7, luckily, so I think you're still up, right?
Yeah, I'm up. I'm up barely. Yeah,
All right. Again,
I've got 18 hit points left.
He's at half staff over there.
yeah. Let me do some calculations. All right, so Laz can carry 210 unencumbered. So he's like, oh god, he has Cav on his back, so he can carry 420 max, which I think is still within. Maybe. Let me check his gear. His gear is. Ooh, well, maybe not. His gear is 198.
I'm saying, did we leave the armors and stuff behind, or do we still have that with us? I don't remember.
Wait,
That's what
how
he
is-
has on him.
How is his gear so high? Well, I guess he's still within the 210. Yeah, so he is trying to drag Cavarius, and he looks at Fitz and probably would say, maybe you should heal Cavarius because I cannot drag him.
Okay.
So
then, yeah.
Going back to you, so this is all happening at once as Arnis is dodging some of these rocks. Fitz, what are you gonna do?
So then I will use one of my healing spells on Cavarius to get him up.
All right. So go ahead and roll for the spell. Oh.
11. Yeah.
So Cavarius, you suddenly awaken as there's a bunch of cracking and crumbling. Everything is collapsing around you. You have 11 hit points, and he would run over. Who else is down?
Deska.
Oh, Deska. Deska, I think, is a lot lighter, hopefully.
Yeah.
How much do you weigh, Deska?
Deska
Roll
weighs
that.
104 pounds.
That's
Wait,
with
what?
your...
With my gear, let me check. I gotta double.
Did you say
Wait,
something,
you're a-
Daniel?
What? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Never ask a girl her weight.
Oh,
Oh.
I see.
Yeah. Rude.
And Deska, is that driver's license weight or your weight 104 pounds?
Deska is 5'2" and 104 pounds.
God
How much
damn,
is
you're
your
small.
gear?
With my gear, I think that's a total of 202.
Alright, that's a lot more manageable. So he hoists you up on his shoulder. He's still encumbered, but he can slowly start to move you like fireman, carry you away. So you're all...
And this is Lazarus?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I would.
Yeah, you said he was
Was
the
actually
strongest,
pulling
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he...
Well, if we're allowed to use his resources, does he have his lay on hands? I just don't know what he has.
No, he's not here. Don't use this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say, I mean, you can ask him if you want, if he'll do that. He says, we should move. This place is coming down.
I mean, we're literally in a life or death situation. It seems kind of weird, like, oh, let's not use his healing as we're slowly getting killed by rocks.
Well, he
I go into
he more is concerned of stopping to heal, because I don't think he can run while he's... Because I assume you're going full speed trying to get out of here, right?
Yeah.
Well, I thought the plan was originally I was dragging Deska and he was dragging Cab, but now that Cab's healed,
He's grabbing Deska because he's stronger.
he just took Deska from me. Okay.
Yeah.
I was saying, technically, if you were carrying me, then I would have got hit by that rock because you got hit by that rock.
No. I took the blow for you.
So, where are you going right now as everything's collapsing?
Retracing our steps, getting away from the epicenter.
The doorway of the cave.
Down below? Alright. So things are rumbling as you attempt to fall back. You rush through the caves, getting back towards the below ground tunnel. Or below ground, a little more below ground. Give me another d20 roll.
It is the last one of the season.
Roll one. Roll one.
No.
No, fuck you!
Let's go.
Alright, fair enough. So you make your way in as things continue to crash up there. There's still a lot of rumbling even down here, and there's like some of the walls are cracking a little, though it does seem like it's moving less over here now. Everything up top behind you is just collapsing. You just hear tons of rocks falling down.
As we were retreating, Nathaniel was trying to observe like how far away he was seeing collapses. Like, did it get as far out as the guard posts?
Oh yeah, like the guard posts were gone. Like you saw the light go away, and you saw like a bunch of rock like block your vision. So they may have been completely engulfed in falling ceilings.
I'm assuming we know, seeing how we live underground, and this isn't our first. We know to stay close to the doorways. It's like the safer places.
Yeah, towards like structural supports. Are you gonna keep trying to move away down the tunnel, or are you gonna try to like brace in safe areas?
I'm bracing in a safe area.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rumbling continues. Lots and lots of rumbling, shaking, and you hear more crashing outside as you assume many thousands of tons of rocks comes collapsing down. It takes a couple of minutes, but then it slows down and everything is quiet.
Once it seems to quiet down and we're not in immediate danger, I will use my last spell slot to get Deska up just to be safe.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure if they're rolling death rolls at the moment or not. So.
Oh, good point. Deska. Well, I'll say that. I don't know, 'cause
I was gonna say I would have like at one point if I see that's like if you want to make her do her rolls, but if I see her getting worse, I would have just stopped to heal her. Like I'm not gonna risk her dying as we're carrying her out. So that's up to you, however you want to play it out.
I'll say that Laz gave you a point of lay on hand. He used an action when he got you below ground. So you would have had to make 2 death save rolls.
Alright, I'm gonna
As
tell
long as you
Elijah
don't roll
Power
one
Gaming's
in there.
character. Alright, here we go. Here's a 20 and we save all our resources. Boom. Let's go.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
So Deska kind of comes to as Lazarus is fireman carrying you, and you're like, "I'm okay," and you kind of
Okay,
run
put me
yourself.
down.
No. She pretends to go back to unconscious.
That's not what I do. Stop power gaming my character.
He's like, finally, he
She's
respects
a
me.
strong, independent woman.
I'm a strong, independent
She don't
woman.
need no man. So she hops off his back and is like, "I got this." All right. So yeah, things calm down, and there's no longer any rumbling. Just
We go to the library and long rest.
very unsettling silence.
Take a book or two, you know what I'm saying?
But this may also be a good time to quit for the session.
Yeah.
2 o'clock. So why don't we do MVP votes?
Okay, damn, that went as well as I thought it would. Let's go.
It's an epic conclusion. Yeah, it would have taken longer for the collapsing to get to you, but you rolled that 1, so something came undone in the area. And started
Everything that
dropping.
should
Welcome,
have happened happened.
Remember, like 2 sessions ago when we're just like, oh, what are the odds that it come and we take damage, right? What are the odds? Then we roll a 1, and I'm like, okay, well, there's.
Well, it was like a
Anyone
repeat.
die? No.
It was a repeat of last week until the earthquake.
Till the earthquake changed
Well,
everything.
Yeah, well, you did also find out what you needed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, immediately earthquaking, you wouldn't have gotten any of the cultist leaders because they weren't there yet.
Oh!
You good?
That makes it worth it. Let me find another shootout. Get all my luck while I got it. All right. I don't know who to get fucking this.
I think I know who the winner is going to be.
I don't know if I'm gonna.
Just
I don't know if I
question,
love her.
is it a
defense.
blowout?
I could never tell.
No, so Deska with 3 votes, you're MVP.
Hey.
Put that back in.
Get your
Nice.
inspiration point back. Good job,
Yeah.
everyone. Well done.
If
You've completely destroyed the cultist area. No survivors, hopefully.
Fitz, I'm just saying, the next time we talk the entire session and get drained by wraiths, I'm giving you a wet willy.
Hey.
if we die, if Deska died there, I would have played a Revenant and been after Nathaniel.
Revenant Deska. I'm coming for you.
I'm just kidding. No
Wait,
harm.
why Nathaniel?
Yeah, for real.
Because he rolled a 1.
Oh. Yeah, but you don't. Anyway.
I don't know that, but he sneezed and it threw off my concentration.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take some notes, but you are all welcome to stay or go.
Just out of curiosity,
Yeah, good game.
to you, Lou, has anybody solved this particular conundrum with that show of force?
None of your business. I think you guys are the first to get here. I only have two games of this campaign going right now. Most
really?
players are playing Trouble at Char.
Gotcha.
I didn't even know.
And technically, only half of us got here because we're all like, is everybody drained now except for Nathaniel?
Yeah. That first
I'm
one
like
was
super-
giga, dude.
I think we're all figgity fucked right now.
I'm having a really bad day.
Yeah.
I was
Kev,
so worried about you, man. I was like debating, should I heal you or should I use my guiding bolt? I was like, he's okay. He's okay.
Sure.
Cav, have you been at full health for like, when was the last time you were at full health?
Cool.
Before we fought the golem.
Lol.
I
Wow.
gotta get going, folks. It was a fun
So
session.
Yeah.
3 sessions
Well-
ago.
Well done, Nathaniel. They finally listened.
They finally listened, yeah. God.
It was super nice, super nice. That is I have a death counter now. That is the 3rd time Deska has almost died. It was
That's it?
like session 4, I didn't get the number, but when I got hit in the hallway by the fireball, and then this time.
That's not much. That's not
It's
bad.
not much. Most of the time, I don't put myself in a situation to get giggity ganked, but sometimes.
I mean, to be fair,
Oh, I
we
know.
get put in these situations. God, it's a very climactic way to end it, but also it feels very anticlimactic because it's like, all right, we did it, and now I'm
we
like,
did it.
like,
But we don't
like-
know anything.
yeah, I know. It's like we can't go back immediately because we're all dead. Like we probably pissed off some wraiths by destroying their like haunting grounds, so they're probably out in force, like fucking everybody up.
You
And then
dropped
we
a
have-
bomb on Hiroshima.
Literally,
You dropped the
It's-
nuke.
But
Yeah.
hey, we have to deal with the Avatar. You
I don't
know?
want to deal with all those gnolls. Just drop the bomb.
Yeah, now I'm like,
It's true.
what's that Avatar?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. That's what we're RPing next round. We're not telling anybody we did that. It was a freak accident, and it
Oh, yeah,
worked
yeah.
in our
It's just an
favor.
That was
earthquake. We
weird.
felt
We
it
were just in
ourselves,
the
dude.
cave. And
Yeah.
you feel that earthquake? That's crazy.
That was
Gara's
crazy.
like, my whole family went to the Alpha thing for protection.
That's
Are
when
they
we're
okay?
shaking.
We're like, yeah, Alpha things. They're fine.
You realize technically we invented detente today.
Oh my!
Oh no, I don't even know
No
what that
one
means.
will ever know.
Look it up. Detente.
Detente? You know what detente is?
Detente, the easing of hostility or strained relationships.
It's based on mutual destruction. The Cold War was detente.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
But it
Like,
wasn't.
yeah,
mutual,
cultists.
was it? We're still alive.
Yeah, cultists, if you push us, Deska will destroy your cavern.
Yeah, now they think wait. They don't know. They don't know.
They don't know. No,
No
one
one
will
knows.
ever know.
Well,
This,
Jessica doesn't
this
even
is
know.
the
It was all a
secret we
dream.
take to the grave.
yeah.
I mean,
it was like I was like,
God, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
When we're in our 80s, we'll like write memoirs like we actually caused the earthquake. Like, you know, hundreds of miles away, like 3 towns get destroyed. You know, like somewhere some kids are crushed to death. We're like, we
Heard
did it
little
for the
Ellie.
greater good.
Oh my god.
It's the odd declassified.
Yeah, yeah.
No one can know. Burn the file.
Yeah.
Burn the files.
We have to
Burn,
make it
burn the witnesses.
death pact. We're taking it to our graves.
Oh, I was so
Swear
pissed
on
at
my
myself
goddess,
for
dude.
losing
Swear
track
on
of
my
the
goddess,
raids.
You won't tell anybody.
What's that, Arnis?
I was so pissed at myself for losing track of the wraiths.
Yeah.
I thought the two had come at it. I thought they both came from the north, and I was like, oh, fuck me. That's right. He dragged that
It was
fucker in
just
from the
so
east.
Funny the way, like I could hear it in your
Oh,
voice.
shit.
Like, no.
No.
It's like, hello.
The roll
You
20 was
adopted the
pissing me
dogs.
off.
I was born.
Could you guys hear me mashing my keyboard? Like, will you fucking roll already? Jesus. Like, roll 20 was like, I'm going to fuck with you now, too.
Oh, like, I couldn't hear anything other than my own laughter after I heard you.
Yeah, you find that.
Well, we heard
that
this
way
morning.
too funny.
I
don't
know.
what it is. He's like, I thought it was only.
Yeah, I lost track. I was like, fuck me.
Oh man. Ooh, I'm
I
about
think
to
you
cry.
guys randomly got that scroll too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got 2
Okay,
whole
rolled it.
scrolls of regen and Earth.
What we should do is we should make Gray write a paragraph about what happened as
You
Nathaniel.
know he's gonna write all about
like-
it.
Like the closing paragraph to his book on how the Odd destroyed the cavern. Just we want the closing paragraph.
I love it.
How the odd endangered the world.
The Odd endangered the world, but
saved the world.
Nathaniel, the
Well,
the great
from the Noel's
moralist.
perspective, it's gonna be like the great incident of the caverns or some shit.
The calamity known as the odd. They came as benefactors and saviors and left as conquerors and death and world destroyers.
Yeah.